Hello, everybody, and welcome into Ray Fisher Stadium here at the Wilpon Baseball Softball Complex on the campus of the University of Michigan for WCBN sports coverage of Michigan baseball. I'm Austin Falco, bringing you some rivalry action today at the Fish. It's the visiting Michigan State Spartans against the home Michigan Wolverines. Both teams coming in on winning streaks. Michigan's slightly longer than State's. Michigan State has won their last two ball games. Michigan, meanwhile, won their last 11 straight and sit in first place in the Big Ten standings. This matchup is not a Big Ten matchup officially, but we will nonetheless have a little interstate action, or intrastate action. Michigan State's lineup for today's ball game is as follows. Left fielder Bryce Kelly leads things off. Center fielder Dan Shimileski is batting second. In the three hole is the shortstop Marty Bakina. Royce Ando plays second, bats cleanup. Adam Proctor is the catcher, he bats fifth. Zaid Walker is the right fielder in the sixth hole. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Casey Mays. Third baseman Zach Iverson bats eighth. Batting ninth is Reese Trahey, rounding out the lineup at first base. They'll go up against midweek starter for Michigan, Isaiah Page. Page making his fourth start of the season, 17th appearance overall. He's 3-0 with a 2.67 ERA on the season. He winds up and fires the first pitch to Bryce Kelly. That gets it in the outside corner. Count is 0-1 on the leadoff hitter for the Spartans. Page has pitched in 30 1/3 innings worth of play this season. Struck out just 11 batters, but walked 6. Kelly lays one down in front of the mound. Isaiah Page bounces off, makes the play, and throws to first just in time in order to retire Kelly. 1-3 on the putout to start the ball game. And that's something you'll see a lot out of Isaiah Page, is getting ground ball outs. That's his MO. Doesn't strike out a whole lot of batters, as we said. Struck out just 11 in 30 innings pitched this season. Walked just 6, though. Very good command of the zone. Lets batters put the ball in play, but batters only bat .219 against the Wolverine right-hander. Page winds up. First pitch to that bat to Shimileski now is fouled off to the left side. Shimileski, the senior center fielder from Michigan State, batting .206 on the season, a down year for him. On base percentage just .228 for the big right-hander. Page winds up. Another pitch that's fouled down the left field line. The count will go to 0-2 on Shimileski. Page pounding the zone here early on to start things off. Also working quickly against Shimileski now. Although now he'll take his step off of the mound. Waiting for Miles Lewis in left field to get situated back there. Winds up for an 0-2 pitch. Here comes. Breaking ball grounded towards third on a hop. Sliding over to his left is Nelson. Nelson makes the play to first in time. 2 quick groundouts here to start things in the first, and that'll bring up Marty Bakina. Bakina, the senior out of Chicago, Illinois, walks around the plate to get to that right-hand batter's box. Another senior in this Michigan State lineup, batting .253 this season, .342 on base percentage. Leads the Spartans, rather a second on the Spartan team in home runs with 4. Takes a pitch outside the first ball. Isaiah Page has thrown today, and the count is 1-0. That was a nice play by Blake Nelson over there, who's played very, very strongly defensively over the last couple of weeks. Over at the hot corner, since fouled back behind the plate out of play, and the count is 1-1. Nelson making several plays, ranging in on the ball. It's one of his stronger suits, is charging those tough choppers at third and making the play, but a nice play moving towards the line there and sliding to make the stop before throwing a strong throw to get Shimileski, the speedy center fielder, at first base. As Bakina takes one right at the knees, it looked like an off-speed pitch there from Page, and the count is 1-2. Page gets the ball, gets his sign. 1-2 pitch on the way. Bounces in the dirt, trying to get him chasing with the breaking ball, but Bakina didn't chase, and the count is 2-2. Michigan's defensive lineup for behind Isaiah Page today is Miles Lewis in left, Jesse Franklin in center, and Jordan Brewer in right field. As we'll have to wait, Isaiah Page winding up for a 2-2 pitch. This one's hit in the air to the right side. First baseman Jimmy Kirk takes a look at it. Catcher Harrison Salter takes a look at it, but that gets out of play. So the count will remain 2-2. On the infield for the Wolverines today, it's Blake Nelson and Jack Blomgren on the left side, third and short. Lakeo Thomas plays second. Jimmy Kerr's over at first. As I just mentioned, behind the plate is Harrison Salter today for the right-hander Page. Page winds up. 2-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss, strike three. Isaiah Page, not a strikeout pitcher, but gets one there. That's just his 12th of the season, but it finishes off things in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base for the Spartans. They go 1-2-3. Score after a half inning. Michigan State 0, Michigan coming up. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. And now Page will turn it over to a red-hot Wolverine lineup. Michigan scoring 33 runs in a weekend sweep of Maryland. Very, very impressive to go into College Park and come out with such a convincing series victory for Michigan. Lineup they'll send to the plate is as follows. The fairly standard lineup, just with really one minor change. We'll get to that at the bottom of the order. But leading things off is Jordan Wogu. He is the designated hitter for the Wolverines today. Center fielder Jesse Franklin bats second. In the 3 spot is the right fielder Jordan Brewer. Jimmy Kerr plays first base and bats fourth. Miles Lewis bats fifth and plays left field. Third baseman Blake Nelson is in the 6th spot. In the 7 hole is the shortstop Jack Blomgren. Lakeo Thomas plays second, bats 8th. I said the one real minor change in the lineup is Harrison Salter catching today in the 9 hole, as opposed to the usual catching, or rather the normal backstop for the Wolverines and Joe Donovan. Getting a little time off for this midweek action. One of 2 midweek games this week for the Wolverines before they invite Indiana in for the weekend. They will face Jarrett Olson, the freshman left-hander for the Spartans. Stands up there 6 foot out of LaSalle, Illinois. He's an 0-3 record, a 5.56 ERA in 4 starts, 11 appearances thus far. Pitched in 22 2/3 innings, giving up 26 walks to 21 strikeouts. And batters hit .250 against him, so command a bit of an issue here for Olson. See if he can rein it in. And a correction there, Olson actually a junior left-hander. We had some lineup switches today before the game. As Jordan Wogu takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner from Olson. It's 0-1. Wogu, a couple of home runs at Maryland this past weekend, including a leadoff home run of the Wolverines' last game on Sunday. I like to call him the scariest leadoff hitter in college baseball. Down on the count 0-1. Big swing there at a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Wogu red hot at the top of the Wolverine order. .351 batting average on the season. That's good for 4th in the Big Ten. Gets on base at a .479 clip as well. Absolute stud at the top of the lineup. He hits one high in the air towards the right side. It's slicing near the line. Going over is Walker. He gives chase, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Wogu around second, going towards third. He's going to get into third, standing. That one at first looked like it was going to go foul. Then looked like it might leave the yard. It bounced right off the yellow stripe on top of the wall, and that's a leadoff triple for Jordan Wogu. Great piece of hitting there on 0-2. Just went the other way with that pitch. And that strong frame of Jordan Wogu just powering that one out to the right field wall. Just missed his 7th home run of the season, but he's just 90 feet away from giving Michigan a first inning lead. And Jesse Franklin comes up to the plate. Jesse Franklin not stellar in the batting average department, just .240 on the year. Lefty to lefty here. Breaking ball misses outside. It's 1-0. But his on-base percentage all the way up at .396. Takes plenty of walks, gives plenty of good at-bats, and hits the ball hard when he gets something that he likes. 1-0 pitch to him. Another breaking ball misses low, and the count's 2-0. Franklin in the driver's seat now. Wouldn't be surprised to see Olsen here try for another breaking ball and get Jesse Franklin off balance. Don't want to give him something he can really drive. 2-0 pitch, does try for that breaking ball, and it misses well outside again, and it's 3-0. You definitely don't want to put a couple of runners on for the Big Ten leader in batting average, Jordan Brewer, who's on deck right now. Both Brewer and Franklin tied for the team lead in home runs, 11 on the season, and swing and a miss there from Franklin on the 3-0 fastball. Count is 3-1 now. Franklin taps the plate, now gets ready for a 3-1 pitch from Olsen. It's on its way. Fastball now hit high in the air towards left center field. Ranging over is both left fielder Kelly and the center fielder Shimlevsky. Shimlevsky's making the catch. Tagging on the play is Wogu. He will score ahead of the throw. Sacrifice fly for Jesse Franklin, and Michigan leads now by a score of 1-0. So leadoff triple immediately paying dividends for Jordan Wogu as he is driven in by Jesse Franklin. Bases cleared now for Jordan Brewer stepping up to the plate. Just a nice piece of hitting there by Franklin. Going the other way again with pitch. That's twice in 2 at-bats that Michigan has taken a pitch on the outside part of the plate, put it in the air the other way with some authority, and it's yielded good results both times. Now Olsen will have to face Brewer, as I mentioned, the Big Ten leader in batting average at .368 on the season. First pitch breaking ball hit high in the air towards center field. Shimlevsky going back near the track. He'll make the grab on a hard hit ball to center for out number 2. Brewer retired on just 1 pitch, and now Jimmy Kerr makes his way up to the plate. Jimmy Kerr, the senior left-handed hitting first baseman, making his 46th start for the Wolverines in as many games. Started every single game for the Wolverines this season, who sit at 34-11 overall. When it comes to the Big Ten, 14-3 and in first place. First pitch to Kerr misses outside for a ball, 1-0. The Michigan State Spartans, meanwhile, not as lucky, 16-29 on the year, 5-12 in the Big Ten. Fastball there on 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Michigan sitting atop the Big Ten standings. This game not a Big Ten game, though, despite being between 2 Big Ten foes. The way this series works every year is both teams play 4 times. One game is not a conference game. It's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Kerr comes up empty, and it's 1-2. The way they play 4 times each year, 2 home games for each team. Although one of the games at Michigan State was rained out this year, they were not allowed to change this game to a conference game to make up the requisite number. A swing and a miss there from Kerr on the 1-2 pitch. He goes down on strikes. Both pitchers end the first inning with strikeouts, but not before Michigan can push across 1 run on 1 hit. No errors by the Spartans that inning and nobody left on base. At the end of 1 inning of play, it's Michigan 1, Michigan State 0. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. Austin Falco bringing you the action for today's ball game. We'll have all the rest of the action throughout this week as Michigan makes their last homestand of the season. Michigan State today. Tomorrow they invite their foes from just down the road. Eastern Michigan makes their way up from Ypsilanti for another 6 o'clock midweek start. On this weekend is the big series. Indiana comes in for a 3-game set. 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. I believe the start times on that one. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Should Michigan sweep that series, they would clinch the Big Ten outright title. And as it stands, because of, or rather they would not clinch officially, but they would clinch a share of the Big Ten title. My mistake there. Indiana just 2.5 games back from the Wolverines, but Nebraska's the next closest at 3. So the worst case scenario for Michigan, should they sweep Indiana, would be getting swept by Nebraska and having to share the Big Ten title with them. Team to watch out for over the next couple of weeks, though, is Iowa. sitting tied for 4th place, just 3.5 games back. The highest ranked team in the Baseball America top 25. Or I'm sorry, rather in the D1 Baseball top 25. Isaiah Page is ready to begin the second inning of action. He'll face Royce Ando to start things off. He misses with the first pitch. It's 1-0. Michigan made their way back into the Baseball America top 25 this week after that sweep of Maryland. 1-0 pitch is fouled back behind the plate. It's 1-1. Up to 23 in the Baseball America College Baseball top 25 rankings. 1-1 pitch from Page to Ando, hit down the right field line. That one's hooking. That'll get foul into the Michigan State bullpen, or rather into the parking lot now. And the count goes to 1-2. Ando, the second baseman for the Spartans, batting .283 on the season. Ready for a 1-2 pitch and fouls it off down the right field line. Again out of play. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. Ando, 5'11", 190 out of Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Hits a one-hopper to Blomgren at short. Blomgren fields, moving towards the second base bag, makes a strong throw to first to record out number 1 here in the second inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Adam Proctor. Proctor, the sophomore catcher out of St. John's, Michigan. 6'1", 230, batting from the left side of the plate. Throws right-handed, though. Takes the first pitch. Fastball strike from Isaiah Page to count 0-1. Page has been very effective for the Wolverines in their midweek starts this season. But the best of a few options they've tried throughout the year. There's no one pitch, bounces low and away and gets past Salter behind the plate. But no one on base, doesn't really matter. And the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. ERA, very impressive for Page. That one's fouled off down the left field line now and out of play. Coming in with .267 earned run average. As I mentioned, very effective at getting ground ball outs. He minimizes the hard contact that he gives up. He winds up now for a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Isaiah Page. Not necessarily his MO, but his stuff looks really good today, especially that breaking ball. And there's 2 outs here in the second. That'll bring up Zaid Walker, the right fielder for the Spartans today, who watched that Jordan Wogu triple bounce right off the top of the wall and couldn't get to it in time to make a play on him at third. Swing and a miss there on the first pitch from Walker, sets him down 0-1. Walker, just a freshman out of Homewood, Illinois. Has a .275 batting average in his inaugural campaign in East Lansing. .305 on base percentage for him. Doesn't walk a whole ton. Strikes out a good amount, but not necessarily a huge amount. Promising freshman takes the 0-1 pitch on the inside corner. The count's 0-2 now. Righty to righty now, Page working quickly. Ready for the 0-2 pitch. Winds up, here it comes. Breaking ball, this one's foul off on the right field line as Zaid Walker really hung in there. Kept his hands back and deposited that one into the parking lot to stay alive here. Count's going to remain 0-2 on the right fielder for the Spartans. Page gets his sign, ready for another 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounces well in front of the plate. Didn't get Walker to chase on that one. And the count's 1-2. Third straight 1-2 count Isaiah Page has had this inning. See if he can retire him just like he did the last 2. He throws a fastball that's fouled off down the right field line again by Walker. The count's going to remain 1-2. Some oohs and ahs by the fans there as that one getting right into that first row of cars. Good turnout here, especially for a midweek game. 1-2 pitch. This one's tapped down the left field line. That'll be foul. And the count's going to remain 1-2. A lot of the general admission filling up here as this intra-state rivalry matchup comes to town. Got some green in the crowd, plenty of maize and blue as well. Another 1-2 pitch breaking ball, line drive. That's going to get into center field for a base hit. 2-out single from Zaid Walker gets Michigan State their first hit of the ball game. That'll bring up Casey Mays, trying to get a little 2-out rally going, try to tie this ball game up. And Casey Mays certainly has the power to tie things up or give Michigan State the lead. The left-handed hitting designated hitter out of Wichita, Kansas. Another freshman back-to-back here. Takes the first pitch from Page. It's a high fly ball towards right field. Miles Lewis ranging in towards right center and makes the grab. Rather, Jordan Brewer makes the grab as his hair flies out of his hat. Jesse Franklin goes and picks it up for him, but that's out number 3 in the inning. So Michigan State gets 1 run, or rather no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base through 1.5 innings worth of play. Michigan leads Michigan State by a score of 1-0. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. It's ALS Awareness Day here at the ballpark. Strikeout ALS, a group that Michigan works with. So we're honoring them throughout the ball game today. Had a pregame ceremony or a little first pitch action in order to dedicate that. Today's ball game is that appropriate strikeout ALS ball game. Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, has a different theme of the day. Have to check that one out in just a moment, but we're about ready to get things underway here in the bottom of the 2nd inning with Miles Lewis striding up to the plate. Miles Lewis, the redshirt senior captain for the Wolverines this season. A bit of a struggle of this season for him. Comes into this one batting .278 on the season, but really a rough go of it at the plate as of the last few weeks. Takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner from Olsen, and it's 0-1. He did hit a home run on Sunday in Maryland, a pinch hit 2-run blast. He takes an 0-1 pitch on the inside corner here, and it's now down the count 0-2. But for the most part, taken out of the lineup for a couple games in favor of Dominic Clementi over the past couple of weeks. Trying to get as many high-profile or well-hitting bats in the lineup as possible was Eric Bakich. This is a breaking ball hit high and deep towards right center field, going near the track and making the grab in the right center field gap on the track is the center fielder Shimoleski. Lewis gave that one a ride the opposite way, but nothing to show for it as there's 1 out here in the 2nd. Blake Nelson will make his way to the dish. Tomorrow's ball game for Michigan is Dollar Day. Dollar tickets, dollar hot dogs, dollar fountain drinks, dollar chips, dollar waters, dollar everything here at the ballpark pretty much. And over the weekend, Sunday's game to finish things out is Senior Day with a maze out. First pitch to Blake Nelson, a breaking ball that runs in on him and hits him right in the shoulder. Nelson turns out of the way, takes it, and then takes his base down at first. With 1 gone, Michigan's got a runner on for Jack Blomgren. Blomgren, the sophomore shortstop for Michigan, along with Jimmy Kerr, the only 2 players to start every single game for Michigan this season. Kerr, most of his at first base, some at third base. Jack Blomgren, every single one of them have been at that shortstop position for the sophomore. He steps into the right-handed batter's box, and Olsen tosses over to keep Nelson close over at first base. Nelson, 10 stolen bases this season in 10 attempts. Very efficient. Tougher to run the lefty here, Olsen. That first pitch, off speed, looks like a changeup there. Gets Blomgren looking for strike one. Blomgren's bat come alive in his sophomore campaign. .292 batting average, .403 on base percentage. A little bit of slugging to go along with it, and the 8 extra base hits he's got this year. Another pickoff throw chases Nelson back sliding. Blomgren has 3 career home runs. 2 of them have come against the rival Spartans, including one earlier this season in East Lansing. Blomgren swings and fouls one back to the screen on 0-1, and the count goes to 0-2. The right-handed hitting shortstop. This is where Blomgren really started to come around a little bit last season, was sticking in at bats, even if they ended up in strikeouts. He's down with 2 strikes, able to stick in there. Does strike out a fair amount again this year, but again, can put bat on ball and stay alive for at least a little bit, make the pitcher work on the other end. As the 0-2 pitch missed way outside and counts 1-2. For Olsen this season, that was the 4th batter he's hit in just about 24 innings worth of work. Another pickoff throw. Nelson back in standing this time. Nelson not taking a huge lead at first base, but is bouncing around a little bit to try to catch Olsen's attention. Seems to be doing so here. And the 1-2 pitch to Blomgren misses high and outside with the fastball. It's 2-2 now. Perhaps trying to get Blomgren thinking that was going to be a big breaking ball that made its way back into the zone. Tried to get a chase outside, but missed too far outside for Blomgren to even really think about swinging at that one. Gets a sign from Proctor, now does Olsen. Fires a fastball. It's popped up on the infield towards the right side. First baseman Trahey camps under it and makes the grab easily for out number 2. 2 outs here. Runner on first in the second inning. And it'll bring up Akeo Thomas, the second baseman for the Wolverines. Thomas, the senior second baseman, having probably his worst year as a Wolverine, but really coming around in big spots this season and has progressively been getting better and better, and especially his numbers getting better and better throughout the season. As he played more, got a little healthier as well. First pitch he sees here, fastball right at the belt, strike 1. He's batting .263 on the year as Thomas. On base percentage up to .333. Both of those encouraging signs from earlier on in the year when Thomas was down hitting near 200. And on base percentage not even above the 300 mark. Fastball off the plate outside. A quick snap throw down to first base. Nelson back in safely sliding. The count goes to 1-1 on Thomas. Thomas, the right-handed hitting second baseman, stands in there just 5'7", 165 pounds, out of Chicago, Illinois. Another pickoff throw to first base to keep Nelson close. Big hole on the right side right now for Thomas as Nelson's on the move. The pitch misses low and inside. The throw on the second is not in time. Blake Nelson swipes second base. His 11th stolen base this season on 11 attempts. Nelson yet to be caught. And I guess it was good of Olsen to be concerned about Blake Nelson over there at first. So he just put himself in scoring position now with 2 gone in the inning. And that 1-1 pitch actually caught the inside corner, according to home plate umpire Michael Conlon. So the count is 1-2 on Akeo Thomas. Still a big hole on the right side with Royce Ando playing right near the second base bag, both holding Nelson out there at second base and just shaded over towards where Akeo Thomas tends to hit the ball on the ground, which is towards the left side. Breaking ball missed low in the dirt, and the count's even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Thomas. Nelson's short lead at second now. Doubt Olsen pays as much attention to him. He comes set, looks back a couple times, and now fires big off the right on cue over there, but not in time. It's Nelson back in sliding. Head first, outstretched arms, got there just before the tag of the second baseman, Ando. Olsen, the lefty, works from the third base side of the rubber when he's out of the stretch. 2-2 pitch to Thomas. Fastball spiked in the dirt. Nice stop back there by Adam Proctor. The count's now full on Thomas, 3-2. Michigan State in their all-gray uniforms today. Officially called anthracite, but more of like a charcoal gray look. Spartans on the front, just outlined in white. On the back, the numbers, along with the numbers on the front as well. Breaking ball in the dirt to Thomas, ball 4. Thomas will trot down to first base. Now there's 2 runners on, 2 outs in the inning for Harrison Salter, the 9-hitter in this Wolverine order. Those Michigan State uniforms, tops and bottoms, both of that anthracite, that dark gray look. I believe the pitcher Olsen's dealing with the high socks on today, but they are green. My mistake, shortstop Marty Bikina also wearing the high socks. Green socks, white shoes for most of these Spartan fielders. The green numbers on the back outlined in white as well as on the front. Green cap with the Spartan logo right in the middle of it. First pitch breaking ball to Harrison Salter, misses low. The count's 1-0. For Michigan, they went with the all whites today. White tops, white bottoms. Across the chest, Michigan in blue with the numbers just below it and the numbers on the back as well. All that outlined with the maize trim. It's the 1-0 pitch to Salter. Check swing on a ball low and away. Did not go around, says first base umpire Sal Giacomantonio. Counts 2-0 now on Salter. Those Michigan uniforms have the maize and blue pinstripes, or not pinstripes rather, but the piping right on the end of the sleeves as well as running down the leg. A good look for the Wolverines this evening. Pickoff throw to second base is faked by Olsen. Nelson slides back in safely. Harrison Salter ahead in the count here, 2-0. The backup catcher batting .238 on the year. There's 21 at-bats for him all season, though. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there from Olsen. Started in the zone, dropped right out of it. And the count is 2-1. If Salter can keep the line moving here, it would be huge for the Wolverines in terms of extending this 1-0 lead. They can get back to the top of the order here in just the second inning. Ahead in the count, 2-1 now. The pitch. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss there from Salter. That was on the outside corner, and the count's now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olsen using that good breaking ball to get him back in this count. Been his best pitch today easily. See if he goes to it yet again here against Salter. Steps off the mound to think about it, now back onto the rubber. As mentioned, all the way, just about as far as you can get on that third base side. Not normally what you see off of a lefty pitcher. Looking back at Nelson now, firing a 2-2 pitch to the plate. Salter pops one up to the right side. Running over is the pitcher Olsen, but it'll be the first baseman Trahey. That makes the grab in foul territory for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, but Michigan strands 2 that inning. After 2 innings of play, the score remains Michigan 1, Michigan State 0. Here on the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball, you are listening to WCBN Sports. We thank you for tuning into today's ball game. A midweek rivalry game between Michigan and Michigan State. Doesn't officially count the Big Ten standings, but certainly counts for pride. Michigan won both of the first 2 meetings this season, the ones that officially count in the Big Ten standings. The score of each of those 2 ball games, the one in East Lansing was 6-3 Michigan. On the one here in Ann Arbor, 16-2. And of course, as I mentioned earlier on, the third of that series rained out in a weekend that was a little unsure of whether any of those games are going to get played, as was the case really early on here in this season, early April. A lot of rain in the forecast across Michigan, across the Midwest. of course, into May. Weather really looking nice. Not as nice today. Overcast skies. As we're getting later into the day, the lights are starting to take effect here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Could be tough sky for some pop-ups or fly balls, but we haven't seen anything trouble any of these fielders yet in the ball game. But we will keep an eye on that as we get into this dusk period of the night. For Michigan State, leading off here in the top of the third is going to be Zach Iverson, the third baseman. Iverson struggling on the season, batting just .174. .268 on base percentage. As Page winds up the first pitch to him, righty to lefty. Fastball strike on the outside corner. And for Iverson, really the strikeouts, the big number there. 37 strikeouts, just 109 at bats. So 0-1 pitch to him, swing and a miss. The count's 0-2 now. Iverson listed as really a utility man, infield, outfield, and a right-handed pitcher as well. Is the sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Down the count, 0-2 now, the pitch to him. Isaiah Page fires outside, well outside there. And the count goes to 1-2. Page looked like he fell off the mound a little awkwardly towards the first base side after that one. Really let that one go. Now 1-2 pitch, tries to get a breaking ball, looked like on the outside corner, but couldn't get it to come back on that backside. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Iverson. Page winding up, 2-2 pitch. It's a soft tapper out the middle, through the legs of Page. Bounces off the bag at second. Blomgren makes a fantastic play to field it, but can't throw to first in time, as beating it out was Iverson. Funky play there all around, as Page looked like he might have a shot to field it. And as soon as he realized he wasn't able to get the glove on it, lifted up his foot in order to let Blomgren have a shot. Blomgren played it behind the second base bag where the ball bounced off of it. An amazing play by Blomgren just to get his glove up and field it. But that throw to first just about half a step late. So an infield single has Michigan State in business here to start the third. That'll bring up Reese Trahey, the left-handed hitting first baseman. First pitch of the at-bat, Trahey squares around a bunt but pulls back and lets that one miss outside. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Trahey also struggling on the season, batting just .172 on the year, albeit just 64 at-bats. Making his 23rd start for the Spartans. Lays on a beautiful bunt on the left field line, but that one's going to roll just foul. As Nelson waits for it, now picks it up once it crosses the line. And the count is 1-1. Had that one been able to stay fair, might have been not only a sacrifice to move up the runner Iverson, but Trahey, I think, gets on that one as well. Would have been placed just about perfectly. Michigan looks like they're running the play against the bunt. Nelson charging in from his third base spot. Kerr from first. Thomas running over to cover first base. And Blomgren covering second. Should the bunt be hit a little bit too hard? Let's get the bunt still on it. Is here on 1-2, but this one's fouled behind the plate near the Michigan dugout. The count's going to go to 1-2. We'll see if head coach for the Spartans, Jake Bosch Jr., keeps the bunt play on. Getting his sign was Trahey at the plate. Now he steps back into the box. Ready for a 1-2 pitch on its way. Squaring around and bunting it back behind the plate again was Trahey. That's foul. That's strike 3. So Trahey down on strikes trying to bunt. That'll go down as Isaiah Page's 3rd strikeout of the ball game today. For a guy that's not very adept at striking guys out, just strikes out 1 every 3 innings. He's got 3 in 3 innings today. And we'll cycle back up to the top of the Michigan State order and Bryce Kelly. Kelly tapped one back to first to start off the ball game. He takes the first pitch strike here in this at-bat in the third. He's down the count 0-1. Probably the best contact hitter for Michigan State is Bryce Kelly. Highest average on the team at 300 even now after his ground out earlier. Second pitch to him, a little breaking ball, moves a little bit too far in. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly, not the prototypical leadoff hitter, though, doesn't take many walks at all. Doesn't strike out a ton either, but really just prefers to put the ball in play. And can't do anything with that fastball. It's painted right on the outside corner from Page, and the count's 1-2. Michigan playing the left-handed, hitting Kelly straight up. Middle infield and double play depth with the runner Iverson on first. 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball towards second base. Akeo Thomas is going to field. Throw to second for 1. The relay throw not even going to be made by Blomgren. That ball was hit a little bit too softly to get the relay. But Michigan does get the lead runner out at second. And there's now 2 outs in this inning and a runner on first for Dan Shimileski. 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And with 2 gone, Shimileski, who grounded out to third, will get a chance to try to keep things alive here in the third for the Spartans. Big right-hander. Waits for the first pitch from Page. Going on the play is Kelly. And ball hit in towards center field, high in the air in center field. Jesse Franklin camps underneath it. Plenty of room and just about medium depth center field for out number 3. So Michigan State that inning, no runs on 1 hit. No errors in the inning, 1 man left on base. So through 2.5 innings of play, Michigan leads the Spartans by a score of 1-0 still. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast of Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. Michigan here in the bottom of the third with a chance to extend their 1-0 lead. We'll cycle it back up to the top of the Wolverine order. The 2 guys that got the job done in the first. Jordan Wogu, Jesse Franklin slated to start things off here, followed by Jordan Brewer in the 3 spot. A competition today for trying to name more of a certain category than the Wolverines. The most candy. Didn't catch what our contestant had today, but Akeo Thomas is his competitor. Akeo Thomas really striking out here, just 6. As clock is ticking away. I think we might have another winner here at Ray Fisher Stadium. If my memory serves correct me, a couple weeks ago, I think we went 2 for 3 on winners of this game. And we started out this 5-game homestand with a winner here tonight. Michigan hopes to be a winner overall in this ball game, and to do that, you'd have to imagine probably want to tack on a few more runs to at least feel comfortable about it. Good spot in the order to do so, with Wogu leading things off. Of course, Wogu started off the bottom of the first with that triple off the top of the right field wall. Takes a first pitch breaking ball high, and the count's 1-0. They call him the scariest leadoff hitter in college baseball for a reason. Combination of power, batting eye, and slugging. Absolutely lethal for the Wolverines on leadoff spot. And a big swing there on the 1-0 pitch. Comes up empty. And counts 1-1. Average up to 356 on the season now for Wogu. 482 on base percentage. Getting on base in just about half his at-bats. When it comes to slugging now, 20 extra base hits on the year. Takes the pitch inside for a ball, 2-1. 20 out of his 48 hits have gone for extra bases, for 40% of those. Slugging percentage up to 622. There's been some chatter about Jordan Brewer, the guy in the hole about being Big Ten Player of the Year, but Jordan Wogu's got a case at the plate as well, especially in Big Ten play. 2-1 pitch to him. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop. The count remains, or rather moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on the big right-handed hitting designated hitter from Michigan. Wogu takes a look at his bat, now steps up to the plate here. Chokes up ever so slightly on that bat. Working exclusively out of the stretch is Olson. He fires a 2-2 pitch, foul back to the right side, out of play. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wogu has a long on-base streak going. Extended it in all 3 games of last weekend's series. 2-2 pitch fouled off to the right side. That got out of play as well. Count remains 2-2. Sounded like we got a car hit over there. A lot of oohs and ahs out of the crowd. But Wogu already extended his today. Just keeps tacking on to what has been a great sophomore campaign. He hits a fly ball towards the right side, ranging over in foul territory is the first baseman, Trahey. He makes the grab with room in front of that side wall for out number 1. So a foul pop out there from Wogu. And there's 1 gone here in the second. A better start against the top of the Wolverine order for Olson already before Jesse Franklin steps up to the plate. Franklin with that sacrifice fly at a medium depth left center field, driving the only run of the ball game thus far. That RBI for Franklin, number 37 on the year, second on the Wolverine roster. Takes a first pitch that misses for ball 1. Olson gave Franklin a steady diet of breaking balls in his first at-bat. Tries a fastball here on 1-0 that misses high and away, and the count's 2-0 now. You're really not going to get Jesse Franklin to chase very much. You can get him to chase the occasional breaking ball in the dirt, but oftentimes if he sees one in an at-bat, he's not going to chase another one. 2-0 pitch. Fastball hit high in the air towards deep right field. This ball's going back to the track, the wall. That ball is gone! Absolutely massacred. Clears the scoreboard. Takes 1 hop and bounces over the athletic building out there over the right field wall. And Jesse Franklin's got his 2nd RBI of the day, 12th home run of the season. Michigan leads 2-0. An absolute bomb off the bat of Jesse Franklin. He moves into the team lead for home runs now. Passing his teammate coming up to bat right now, Jordan Brewer. For a guy regarded as a highly regarded pro prospect, Jesse Franklin. Bit of an underwhelming season when it comes to the batting average department, but the power still plays, and he really showed it off right there. Jordan Brewer steps in, takes a breaking ball for a first pitch strike, 0-1. Franklin hit a fly out to deep center field in his first at-bat of the day, first pitch of the day. As he watches an 0-1 pitch miss low. Counts 1-1. Lefty to righty now, 1-1 pitch. This one's hit in the air towards the right side, ranging over is Trahey near the wall. Does he have room to make the grab? He does have the room in foul territory for out number 2. So a foul pop out to first base, a home run, another foul out to first base. Right now, Jimmy Kerr will try to get things started here once again with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Kerr went down swinging in his first time against Olson. Struck out on 4 pitches. Struggles a little bit more against lefties than he does righties. This is pretty natural for left-handed hitters. First pitch to him is fouled straight back to the screen. The count is 0-1. Kerr overall in the year, though, really a breakout campaign in his first year of playing just about every single day. And he has played every single game for Michigan this season. 0-1 pitch to him, fastball in the outside corner, 0-2 is the count now. Strikeouts are always going to be a part of his game, but when he walks as much as he is and hits the ball as hard as he is, he can really make up for it with his 7 home runs on the year. 0-2 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. Late on the fastball, he blew him away there. Did Olson for out number 3. So Kerr goes down swinging for the second time today. Second strikeout of the day for Olson, gets him out of the inning, but not before Michigan pushes across the 1 run on that 1 hit. And it was the Jesse Franklin absolute bomb to right field. No errors, no one left on base that inning for the Wolverines. But after 3 innings worth of play, Michigan leads Michigan State by a score of 2-0 now. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast of Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. And Jesse Franklin bomb last inning. Clocked in at 105.1 miles an hour off the bat. Projected 414 feet for Franklin. Absolutely crushed that ball, and anyone looking for a souvenir is going to have to look for a while after it bounced off the roof of the athletic facility out there and over the roof to the other side. Jesse Franklin's been big today for the Wolverines. Also doing a great job for Michigan as well as Isaiah Page coming back out to the mound. Has not allowed a batter to pass first base yet in 3 innings of play. I'll try to keep that up against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters of this Michigan State lineup here in the 4th. Page 43 pitches through 3 innings thus far. We'll start off against Marty Bacchina. Bacchina, the right-handed hitting shortstop out of Chicago, Illinois. Umpires holding things up. Now ready to get things started here in the 3rd. Wind up and the first pitch. Bounce towards the left side. Blomgren's going to run in and field it, but it's a foul ball. Bounced off of Bacchina's foot, I believe. He's walking it off a little bit. The count's 0-1. It looked like it did have a little bit of a funky sound, at least out the bat. Couldn't tell if it hit Bacchina's foot. It almost looked like it bounced up off the bat again. Didn't quite catch exactly what happened there, but nonetheless, call the foul ball. It's 0-1. Page winds up. Here's no 1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Counts 0-2 now. Page very efficient, very good with the location today as well. Yet to be in a 3-ball count. Winds up the 0-2. Tries for a high fastball again, but doesn't get the chase, and it's now 1-2. No 3-ball counts on the day yet for Page, and only 2 2-ball counts at that as well. He's ahead in the count 1-2 here. Breaking ball hit high in the air towards left field. Ranging out is the shortstop Blomgren. Ranging in is Lewis in left field. Blomgren making the grab, and pretty much medium depth left field. Blomgren went a long way, got a great read off the bat on that one. And that's out number 1 here in the 4th. Brings up the second baseman, Royce Ando. Ando grounded out in his first at bat over to shortstop for Jack Blomgren. First pitch he sees this time from Page is fouled off down the right field line. That'll get into the Michigan State bullpen. And the count's 0-1 on him. Page pounding a ton of first pitch strikes. If my memory serves correctly, only 2 hitters have seen a first pitch ball. This going on the 13th batter of the game for Michigan State. Another foul ball here on 0-1. Off to the right side out of play. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Page working quickly, working efficiently, locating well. It's what head coach Eric Bakich likes to see out of the redshirt freshman right-hander. Line drive down the left field line now is going to get down in fair territory and one hop the wall. Lewis Fields makes a throw towards second, but Ando's going to get in there sliding with a double here with 1 gone in the 4th. Good piece of hitting there by Royce Ando. Took a pitch going down and in on him. Got the bat head through and put it into left field. So runner in scoring position for the first time today for Michigan State, with Adam Proctor coming up to the plate. Proctor, a bit of a mixed bag this season for the Spartans. The sophomore catcher batting now just 169 on the season. Takes a first pitch fastball in the outside corner. Doesn't agree with it. Put on play umpire Michael Conlon ruled it strike one. The count, no balls and one strike. 169 on the season. 315 on the on-base percentage department, though. Gets on base a fair amount and really slugs well. 8 home runs on the year for him. He swings and misses at a breaking ball down and in. Count is 0-2. And just 89 at-bats, too. Coming into this game, 1 every 11 at-bats is a home run for Proctor. Page comes set ready for an 0-2 to Proctor, and a swing and miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Strike 3, second strikeout of the day for Proctor. 4th strikeout of the day for Isaiah Page. And now with 2 gone and a runner on second, Zaid Walker makes his way to the plate. Walker 1 for 1 with a single after a long 7-pitch at bat against Isaiah Page. Easily the longest of the day by any hitter on the Spartans. First pitch to him. Misses low with the fastball. It's 1-0. Walker a little flare into center field in his first at bat after going down in the count 1-2. He fouled off 3 straight pitches before getting enough of one to register a base hit. Didn't get any further than first base, though. 1-0 pitch to him off the end of the bat, fouled off back to the screen. The count's 1 ball and 1 strike on the 6'2" outfielder from Homewood, Illinois. Wearing the white sleeves, as a couple of Spartans are. Just on the right arm, though. He ground ones towards short. Blomgren makes the hole, tries to make a barehanded play in the hole, but cannot do it. Was going to have to try to rush the throw there with Walker speeding down the first base line and couldn't field a hard hit ball with that bare hand. That should go down as an infield single. Moving up to third on the play was Ando. And Michigan State easily their best scoring threat of the day now. Runners on first and third with 2 gone here in the 4th. That'll bring up Casey Mays with a chance to cut into this Michigan lead. First run of the ball game for MSU, just 90 feet away now. Harrison Salter gets some signs to the dugout. Now walks out in front of home plate and flashes it to his infield. Walker over at first base, 2 steals this season on 6 attempts. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try to get in a bit of a pickle play here. First pitch grounder just fouled on the right field line. The count is 0-1. It wouldn't be surprised to see Michigan State try to just manufacture a run here with 2 outs in the inning. Have Walker take off towards second and intentionally force a throw and a run down in order to allow that runner from third to score. See, Michigan likes to pull that when they play their small ball. 0-1 pitch. Bounces in the dirt, stopped by Salter, but bounces a little bit away from him, so Walker moved to second. Ando stays at third base, though. Count's going to be 1-1 on Mays. Looks like they got crossed up a bit there, did Page and Salter. Salter tried to backhand what looked like a breaking ball, and it just ticked off his glove and got away a little bit. So now 2 runners in scoring position after the wild pitch officially. And Michigan State can tie this ball game up with a hit now. Mays is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field in this one. He swings and misses at a fastball way high. And the count is 1-2. That one up above, right about his shoulders. Yeah, he's got real big there for Mays. Took a hack at a bad pitch. And now a 1-2 count. Page with a chance to end the inning. Here it comes. Breaking ball is fouled towards the left side. That'll get out of play as well after Nelson gave it a bit of a look. The count's going to remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on the designated hitter for Michigan State, batting from the left side of the plate. The freshman out of Wichita, Kansas, looking for a big hit here in what has been a disappointing season for the Spartans in general. Looking like they are probably not going to make it to Omaha for the Big Ten tournament. Top 8 teams make it there. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off down the left, over to the left, and bouncing off of Yost Ice Arena now. Count will remain 1-2. Mays just staying alive here in this at-bat. And the Spartans sitting in 12th out of 13 teams. Penn State, the lone team below them in the Big Ten standings. So 1-2 pitch here to Mays. Ground ball towards first. Kerr waits for it, fields on a couple hops, shoves it underhand to Page, covering first base for out number 3. So Isaiah Page works out of the jam there in the 4th. No runs that inning for the Spartans on 2 hits. No errors, 2 men left on base. And headed to the bottom of the 4th inning, Michigan maintains a 2-0 lead over Michigan State. Here on the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball on WCBN Sports. And becoming a story over the last couple innings, Michigan State has stranded 4 runners in the last 3 innings, including those 2 in scoring position right there in the top of the 4th. Compared to Michigan, who cashed in the very first runner they had on base in Wogu in the first inning. They've stranded a couple since then, both of them in the second. After a hit by pitch and a walk, had a 2-out chance that was fouled out by Harrison Salter. They'll start off with the same 3 they started the second inning off with: Lewis, Nelson, and Blomgren in the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the order. A 2-0 lead. Certainly better than it was a couple innings ago for Michigan, but they'd still like to tack on some more, especially when the offense was as hot as it was this past weekend in Maryland. You have to put this game out of reach early, get this one over with, especially with 5 games this week, including another one tomorrow and then 3 big ones against Indiana this weekend. Indiana sitting in second in the Big Ten standings, and she's 2.5 games back of these Michigan Wolverines. So Miles Lewis makes his way up to the plate, flew out to deep right center field in his first at-bat. First pitch this time around is outside for a ball, 1-0. Overall, Olsen has allowed really 2 big hits, a couple other hard-hit balls, but the triple by Wogu, that was about a foot, not even, from being a home run, on the home run to Franklin. Both of those resulted in runs ultimately. There's a 1-0 pitch missed outside for a ball, 2-0. Other than that, Olsen's done a very nice job of creating soft contact against this Wolverine lineup. A few foul pop-outs on the infield. Not many ground balls, though. So this one is fouled off to the left side. Count 2-1. In fact, yet to record an out by a ground ball yet in this ball game has Olsen. All of his outs have been either strikeouts or in the air. Coming set now, ready for the 2-1 pitch. It's on its way. Changeup misses low, maybe a bit inside as well to the right-handed hitting Lewis. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. One thing Lewis has maintained, even in a bit of a down year for him in his final season in Ann Arbor, does still have a good eye and can work the count. 3-1 pitch. Hit in the air towards the right side. That'll get trailing a foul territory. The first baseman Trahey giving chase near the wall and makes the grab right between the wall and the first base line. Another foul pop out there. The 3rd time in as many innings, or rather 4th time in 3 innings, the Wolverines have fouled out to first base. And there's 1 out, nobody on for Blake Nelson. Nelson, one of 3 Wolverines in this starting lineup, batting over 300 and batting well over 300 at that, at 346 on the season. He gets one high in the air towards right field in the first pitch of the at-bat. Ranging under it is the right fielder Walker, and he makes the grab easily for out number 2. Couple quick outs here in the 4th. And Olsen is chugging along right to Jack Blomgren. There's Wolverines all over the leaderboards for hitting in the Big Ten. They've got 3 of the top 7 in batting average, and Brewer, Wogu, and Nelson all in the lineup today. And that stands for on-base percentage as well, where they've got 2 of the top 5, Wogu in 1st, Nelson in 5th. Jordan Brewer over there in 7th. As Jack Blomgren squares around a bunt and pulls back. Count moves to 1-0. Blomgren popped out to first base in his first at-bat of this ball game today. Where there was ruled a strike there. He pulled back, did Blomgren, but pitch apparently caught the zone, according to home plate umpire Michael Conlon. And now that 0-1 pitch missed high and away for a ball, so it's 1-1. Lefty to righty, 1-1 pitch. Line drive towards left field. That'll get in there for a base hit. 2-out single here for Jack Blomgren. Keeps the strong sophomore campaign going. That'll bring Akeo Thomas up to the plate with 2 gone and 1 on. We'll see if Eric Bakich tries to get aggressive here. Maybe try to put a runner in scoring position. Blomgren just 2 steals on the season in 6 attempts. A couple of those were pickoffs. But nonetheless, hard to run against the lefty and Olsen. Blake Nelson was able to do it earlier on in the ballgame. And a big lead from Blomgren right now, but retreating back to the bag as the pitch is thrown low to Akeo Thomas. Counts 1-0. Thomas went down the count 0-2 before watching 4 straight balls and making his way on base with a walk back in the 2nd. First pitch a ball here. Second pitch the at-bat, also a ball as it misses low and away. Count is now 2-0. And Blomgren bouncing around over there at first base, trying to at least grab Olsen's attention on the mound. Something the Wolverines do a lot is put extra stress on pitching staffs with their ability to steal bases. 2-0 pitch misses, or rather catches the inside corner for a strike. Count is 0-1. Thomas taps the bat on the inside part of the plate, standing in their slightly closed stance in the right-handed batter's box. Now 2-0 pitch to him is going to have to wait a second as a pickoff throw by Olsen has Blomgren take a couple steps back to the bag. Really trying to be aggressive up there is Blomgren. Staring right at him is Olsen. Now looks back to the plate for a 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. It's 3-1 now. Thomas on the verge of perhaps his 2nd walk of the day. And wants to keep the inning going just a bit longer here for Harrison Salter waiting on deck, who would love another chance with a couple runners on after he fouled out in the 2nd. Another pickoff throw chases Blomgren back standing again. The count's going to remain 3-1. Akeo Thomas steps out, now steps back in, ready for this 3-1 pitch. Coming set, 3-1 on the way. Fastball called, strike 2. Thomas not happy he didn't take a swing at that one. Stomping his foot, saying he should have put that down and fired his hips through gate that went awry on the fastball, but was unable to do so. So the count now full, 3-2. Blomgren will be running on the pitch with 2 outs in the inning. Here he goes, 3-2 pitch, well high on the fastball, ball 4. So Thomas works a full count and works a walk for his 2nd straight plate appearance. And for the 2nd straight plate appearance for Harrison Salter, he'll come on with runners on 2nd and 1st. with 2 outs in the inning. As mentioned, he fouled out to first base in his first chance in the second inning. Looking for a little redemption here is Salter. Really what got him was Olson really found his breaking ball and around that at-bat. He's using it fairly well earlier, but located a couple beauties that forced Salter to knuckle one off the inside part of the plate. First pitch to Salter this time is a fastball that's right at the knees. And the count's 0-1. Salter, the sophomore out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Redshirt sophomore. Ready for an 0-1 pitch. Watches the breaking ball that bounces low. Nice stop back there by Proctor behind the plate to keep both runners at bay. And the count's going to run to 1 ball and 1 strike on the right-handed hitting catcher for Michigan today. And Salter, despite the limited playing time, has shown a solid eye at the plate. More walks than strikeouts this season, 6-5. As Olson comes set, checks the runner at second a couple times. 1-1 pitch to Salter, swinging and a miss there at a breaking ball again. And the count's 1-2. When Olson's locating that, he really has Salter fooled. So he's not quite be picking up that breaking ball out of the hand. A couple of late swings on the breaking ball from Olson. And now in control with a chance to get out of this inning without giving up a run, despite a couple runners on, is Jarrett Olson. 1-2 pitch. This one's grounded towards the left side. Fielding over there is the shortstop, Aquina. Makes a strong throw to first and gets Salter by a step for out number 3. So Michigan does not score there in the 4th. They do get 1 hit, no errors. They leave 2 runners on. And through 4 innings of play, Michigan leads Michigan State by a score of 2-0. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast here on WCBN Sports. For Michigan State here to start the 5th, they're trying to get something going. Had a solid chance last inning. They will face a new Michigan pitcher. Making his way onto the mound is Benjamin Kaiser for the Wolverines. Kaiser so far this season has appeared in 21 ball games, including 1 start. He is 3-0 with a 2.77 ERA, including a save in there as well. Pitched a grand total of 26 innings. Struck out 25 batters, walked 10. Opposing batters hit just 189 against the left-handed throwing junior for the Wolverines. Kaiser, lefty out of Portage, Michigan, stands out there 6'3", 215. But a solid day from Isaiah Page to start things off. Exactly what head coach Eric Bakich likes to see out of Isaiah Page in these midweek starts. Final stat line for Page today: 4 innings pitched, 4 hits given up, 4 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. Did throw 1 wild pitch officially, but that's really the only blemish on his stat line today. It's up to the Michigan bullpen now to try to finish things off. After Page faced 16 batters, he turns the ball over to Benjamin Kaiser. Kaiser's been probably the most reliable arm out of the bullpen, arguably, for Eric Bakich all season long. Aside from the closer, Willie Weiss, who does occasionally work himself into jams with walks, and the aforementioned Isaiah Page, who started off this ballgame. Kaiser used a variety of roles this season. A role like today where he comes in after a short start. But if he's available after a Michigan starter goes, say, 7 innings, he's normally the 8th inning man to set up Willie Weiss. He is a lefty to start things in Zach Iverson. Lefty to lefty, first pitch, fastball, strike. Right out of the gates, Kaiser firing a fastball to get ahead of Iverson, who's 1 for 1 today. Grounded the ball up the middle, bounced off the second base bag, and got out with an infield single. Second pitch, the at-bat to him. Another fastball that misses just outside, maybe a bit low. Salter held it there for a couple seconds, waiting for the call, but didn't get it from Michael Conlon behind the plate. So the count will even itself up at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, check swing, doesn't matter, it's called, strike 2. Kaiser 2 fastballs on the breaking ball. With a chance to get rid of the first batter he faces in Iverson. 3 lefties due up this inning for Michigan State. 1-2 pitch, fastball just off the outside corner. Holding it again there was Salter trying to get the call, but couldn't get that emphatic strike 3 call from Michael Conlon, so the count moves to 2-2. Kaiser hitting his spots even when they're off the plate. The breaking ball is fouled off to the left side, and making the grab is a fan here in the stands. And then tosses it up to a couple of kids. Double play there by that fan, we'll say. Gets a nice hand here, and the count remains 2-2 on Zach Iverson. Very casual, too. That's the impressive part. Just kind of moved aside and grabbed that ball so it didn't hit him in the face. There's a swing and a miss there, and a fastball on 2-2 puts down Iverson. 1 batter in. Kaiser's got 1 strikeout, and that'll bring up Reese Trahey. The 5th strikeout of the day total for Wolverine pitchers. As Page with an uncharacteristic 4 strikeouts in 4 innings. Really had good stuff and good location today, and Kaiser looks to have the same thus far through 1 batter. See if he can keep it up against Trahey. Fastball, strike on the outside corner. Again, hitting his spot was Kaiser. Trahey struck out one of those 4 strikeout victims against Isaiah Page earlier on. Went down swinging on 4 pitches. Kaiser's ahead here 0-1 on him. And a tower behind the plate puts him ahead now 0-2. The bottom half of this Michigan State order is a bit rough to look at when you're looking at the batting average numbers, but there is youth in the bottom half of this lineup, which is encouraging for the Spartans. Get a lot of playing time kind of thrown into the fire. Be better in the upcoming seasons. Little tapper to first base. Jimmy Kerr fields on 2 hops, and the ground ball brings him right to that first base bag, so he'll step on it and record out number 2. 2 quick outs here for Kaiser in the 5th. That'll bring out the leadoff hitter, Bryce Kelly. As I mentioned, 3 lefties, all of them due up here against Benjamin Kaiser, the left-handed thrower. Kelly, the 3rd of the 3, is 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fielder's choice. First pitch, fastball, strike from Kaiser. But very on brand there for Bryce Kelly. Doesn't strike out a ton. Doesn't walk much either for a leadoff hitter, but puts the ball in play. He's done it twice. Try to do so again here against Kaiser. 0-1 pitch. Misses low and in for a ball 2, or rather 1-1. That was the first time it looked like Kaiser really missed his spot. On the previous balls in the inning to Iverson earlier on, he was hitting the spot that Salter put out there where they were just trying to get some chases or maybe a called strike just off the corner. That was the first real miss, and now he misses again here with a breaking ball that bounces way in front of the plate. The count is 2-1 now on Bryce Kelly. And even with a ball that missed by a wide margin, Kelly almost looked like he was ready to swing at that one. Kaiser be able to get that a little bit further. Might have induced a chase. 2-1 pitch right off the hands of Kelly. Fielding is Kaiser. He makes the throw to first base on his own for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning there for Ben Kaiser to start things here in the 5th. We're halfway home on WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. Michigan leads Michigan State by a score of 2-0. Jarrett Olson's going to remain on the mound here for the Spartans. He's going to start facing the Michigan order for the third time in the ball game. Normally a trouble spot when it comes to pitchers facing a team for the third time, or facing a lineup for the third time rather on a given day, which is why there is some action in the Michigan State bullpen now. Righty warming up. Can't quite see the number from all the way up here, especially numbers a bit hard to read on these Spartan uniforms with that granite colored, officially anthracite, the Nike version of that granite, with the dark green numbers on it. The white piping around the numbers helps, but still a little bit rough to see, especially way down the first base line or into right field, the right field corner where that pitcher is throwing. No action for the Wolverines right now, as it looks like Kaiser's going to get another inning, and why not after a quick 1-2-3? Eric Backer's got to be pleased with what his pitchers are doing thus far in this ball game. For Olson, he's going to face the top of the Wolverine order for the third time in the ball game. Wogu, Franklin, and Brewer leading off an inning for the third time. Michigan very consistent thus far. 4 batters in the first, 5 batters in the second, 4 batters in the third, 5 batters in the fourth. Now they're right back up to the top of the order here in the 5th. The wave trying to get started here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Trying to start over at the first base side. Not really getting past section 1 right now. As Wogu steps into the right-handed batter's box. Lefty-righty first pitch. Fastball misses way outside. Count is 1-0. Wogu 1 for 2 in the ball game. Triple to lead things off in the bottom of the first, and then a foul pop out in the third. 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's 2-0 now, and a dangerous spot for Jarrett Olson. You do not want to leave a ball on a hitter's count like this in the strike zone to Wogu. Coming set now, 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses low in the dirt again, and it's 3-0 now. I know I personally am a big fan of the 3-0 green light, and the way Jordan Wogu is swinging the bat right now, wouldn't be surprised if Eric Backage gives him the green light here as well. Really, the top 3 hitters in this order seem to just about always have an automatic green light on 3-0. 3-0 pitch. Misses low, ball 4. So whether you had the green light or not doesn't really matter. As Wogu will lead things off with a walk here in the 5th. We'll see if that induces a pitching change or any sort of movement out of the Michigan State dugout. Not quite yet. As Jesse Franklin might be the last batter for Olson, the lefty. I want to get that lefty-lefty matchup before turning it over to the bullpen, where there is now that right-hander warming up more intensely than he was just a few minutes ago. First pitch misses low to Franklin. The count's 1-0. Franklin's driven in the only 2 runs of the ball game thus far. Sacrifice fly in the first to drive in Wogu, and then the long home run in the third. When I say long home run, I mean long home run. We measured at 414 feet. Absolutely demolished the ball. After a visit from the catcher, Adam Proctor, Olson ready to fire a 1-0 pitch to Franklin, but not before he tosses a pickoff throw to keep Wogu close over at first base. Wogu definitely a threat to steal over there. 12 stolen bases this season on 14 attempts. Good for second on the Wolverines team. 1-0 pitch hit high in the air to the right side on the infield. The second baseman, Ando, calls off the shortstop, Bakina, and makes the grab for out number 1. So Franklin, after he hit one a long ways in the 3rd inning, hits one a long ways straight up here in the 5th. And there's 1 out, 1 on for Jordan Brewer. Brewer, quiet day thus far. Long fly out to center and then a foul pop out to first base in his first 2 at-bats of the day. He is going to get another chance here against Olson. Action is stopped in the Michigan State bullpen. Looks like that pitcher is ready when needed. A breaking ball, strike right at the belt against Jordan Brewer. Count 0-1 now. Brewers 0 for 2 days, still at the top of the Big Ten leaderboard in batting average. A pickoff throw there from Olson again chases Wogu back. Meanwhile, Wogu's on base twice today, extends his lead in the on-base percentage department. It's the 0-1 pitch hit straight back by Brewer, ticking off the top of the screen and getting into the stands. So the count's now 0-2 on the big right-hander from Michigan. Junior college transfer been huge this season for the Wolverines. Originally he was going to play football, wanted to play football at Michigan, but an injury forced him to play baseball in junior college. Ended up at Ann Arbor anyway. It's an 0-2 pitch, fouls it back behind the home plate. The count now 0-2, just reaching out. Realized it probably a pitch he shouldn't have swung at, but barely got a piece of it. Bounced it up and over the catcher Proctor, who pounced out of his stance just in case it was bouncing into fair territory. Count remains 0-2 now on Brewer. Wogu dancing at first. He's going on the pitch. 0-2 pitch bounces in the dirt. Wogu's going to get in there standing, or rather sliding at second base. Could have been in there standing. Was without a throw as Proctor had to stop the ball and let it bounce in front of the plate a bit. But that's Wogu's 13th stolen base on the season. There's now a runner in scoring position for the Wolverines here in the 5th. Infield shaded all to the left side, including the second baseman Ando, who's on the left side of second base. First baseman Trey, he also playing well off the first base bag. 1-2 pitch. Wogu's going again on a breaking ball. This one's tapped towards that right side. Wogu stops at third as the second baseman Ando makes the play to first for out number 2. It's a bit of a protect swing there by Jordan Brewer with Wogu on the move. Have to imagine if it wasn't a 2-strike count, Wogu would have had himself another stolen base. He had a huge jump there. Don't think anybody was expecting him to go right away after just stealing second on the previous pitch. But worked out for Michigan. They had the runner on third. Unfortunately, it came at the cost of the out. So now it'll be up to Jimmy Kerr to try to drive in Brewer, or rather Wogu. First pitch breaking ball to Kerr misses well high. Just got away there from Olson. And the count is 1-0. Kerr 0 for 2 today against Olson. 2 strikeouts swinging. First one on 4 pitches, second one on 3 pitches. And now watches a 1-0 pitch miss in the dirt for ball 2. Couple breaking balls rather to start these at bat by Olson. Trying to capitalize on a weakness that Kerr has really been his only weakness in this game this season, has been that breaking ball from lefties. 2-0 pitch fastball misses high. And the count's now 3-0. Kerr with a chance to just keep this inning going. Turn it over to Miles Lewis on deck. Coming set now is Olson. Looks to the plate, 3-0 pitch. Fastball strike. Looked like it might have missed or came close to missing inside or high, but no reaction from Kerr there. Just took it as a strike. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. So now another hitter's count here. 3-1 fastball perhaps? No, 3-1 breaking ball. Good breaking ball at that from Olson. A swing and a miss from Kerr. Runs the count full. Olson goes to that breaking ball when he needed it there on 3-1. We'll see if he goes for it again here on 3-2. Got Kerr to chase once. Can he do it again? The payoff pitch. Fastball hit in the air towards right field. Going back now near the track and making the grab is the right fielder Walker for out number 3. So Kerr gave that one a ride, but ultimately nothing to show for it. Michigan does not score here in the 5th. No runs, no errors, 1 left on base for the Wolverines. But through 5 innings, they still lead Michigan State by a score of 2-0. You are listening to the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball. You're listening to WCBN Sports. Benjamin Kaiser is going to remain in the game for Michigan, as they will send up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters will the Spartans here in the 6th. Getting into the later innings now, Michigan State just trying to get something going. Only had multiple base runners in one inning thus far. That was in the 4th, in which they stranded a couple with 2 outs. But no huge threats yet for the Spartans in this ballgame. They've stranded 4 runners overall, or rather 6 runners overall. My mistake. 4 runners, my bad. I got to learn how to count there. 4 runners overall on their 4 hits. No walks yet for Michigan pitching. Michigan, meanwhile, has stranded 5, but only on 3 hits. And they've scored a couple of runs in there as well. And it's not a case of Michigan State not being patient and chasing pitches early. It's Michigan players throwing strikes. Isaiah Page came out firing. Didn't face a 3-ball count all day. And Kaiser and his 3 batters also did not face a 3-ball count. Dan Chmielewski will try to change that perhaps. The first pitch fastball misses way outside from Kaiser. Jumping out of his crouch behind the plate was Salter to stab that one. Count is 1-0 on Chmielewski. Lefty to righty, 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside again. It's 2-0. So the first righty Kaiser has to face, maybe giving him a little bit of problems. The big 6'2" redshirt senior out of Shelby Township, Michigan, stands in there ahead in the count, 2-0, and grounds one towards short. Blomgren's making the play over the middle. Throws to first. It's high. That's going to get over the head of Kerr. I think Chmielewski would have beat that out anyway. We'll see how it's officially ruled. Looks like already ruled a hit. That will be an infield single for Chmielewski to start things here in the 6th. And Marty Bikina will come up, try to move the runner over at the very least, to get things started for Michigan State. Bikina, number 2, the shortstop. Bats from the right-hand side. Kaiser out of the stretch. First pitch, off-speed, strike. Chmielewski over there at first base. A threat to steal. The top 3 hitters in this Michigan State lineup are threats to steal. Then after that, really nothing you have to worry about on the base paths. But Chmielewski 5 for 8 on stolen bases this year. 0-1 pitch. Fastball swinging and a miss from Bikina on a good one that missed low. The count is 0-2. Bikina perhaps trying to tie this ballgame up with his 5th home run of the season. Thought he had something he could golf, but came up empty. Chmielewski's lead small over there at first against the left-handed throwing Kaiser. 0-2 pitch. Misses low and in against Bikina. And the count is 1-2. Bikina's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout on a fly out, really, to the shortstop, Blomgren. Officially goes as a pop out, but really more of a fly out as Blomgren went way into left field to field the ball. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, strike 3. Kaiser's second strikeout of the day, Bikina's second strikeout of the day. And now there's 1 out in the 6th. That'll lead to Royce Ando making his way to the plate. Ando's 1 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out to short in the 2nd. And hit a 1-out double in the 4th. Was able to tuck his hands in and put one down the left field line. First pitch he sees from Kaiser, misses low for a ball, 1-0. After the 3 straight lefties last inning, here in this 6th, there's 3 straight righties to start things off against Kaiser. 1-0 pitch. As the runner was moving as a tapper towards second base, Thomas, after going towards second base, is going to have to go back to his normal position. fields and throws to first in time to get Ando. Shimoleski moving up 2 second on the play. Perhaps saved a double play on that one by putting the runner in motion, did Michigan State. So you'll now get a pinch hitter in the ball game, it looks like. Adam Proctor's day is done behind the plate. He will turn things over to Steve Hajar. Or rather, Nick Lacayo, the senior catcher. That'd be the Michigan roster, that 27 Steven Hajar. Nick Lacayo, the senior catcher from Michigan State, now stands under the right-handed batter's box. Takes a first pitch strike from Kaiser. Counts 0-1. So Jake Bosch Jr. from Michigan State already playing the matchups here. Instead of the lefty Proctor, sent it the righty Lacayo. Lacayo has caught over a few years here against the Michigan Wolverines. The senior out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. A little bit on the smaller size. He takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. He's 5'9", 175. And while catchers aren't necessarily huge, lumbering guys, 5'9", 175, definitely on the smaller end. Tends to concern coaches and scouts defensively, specifically. 0-2 pitch now. Call! Strike 3 on the fastball. 3 pitches sets Lacayo down, and that spot in the order has now struck out 3 times in the ballgame today. Kaiser struck out 3 men in the ballgame as well. And so Michigan State gets no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base there in the 6th. Through 5.5 innings, we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Michigan leads Michigan State by a score of 2-0. On the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball, you're listening to WCBN Sports. Boston Falco bringing you the action for today's ballgame. We'll have tomorrow's ballgame as well. Another 6 p.m. Eastern Time start. Before you get a little bit funky with the times this weekend, I believe a couple are still slightly in flux by about a half hour or so, but Friday's game against Indiana, 8 o'clock start. On Saturday and Sunday, both looking at 2 p.m. starts, but I have seen a couple, have heard a little bit of chatter about maybe a half hour or so changing in there for one of those games. See if that comes to fruition. You can follow at UMich Baseball on Twitter in order to keep up with all the updates, as well as our own account, so you know when we're going to go live at WCBN Sports on Twitter. For Michigan State, they have a pitching change going into the bottom of the 6th here. Coming into the game will be Sam Benscooter. Benscooter, the right-handed throwing junior, comes into today's ball game. So far on the season, 10 appearances, a 7.36 ERA. In 11 innings, he struck out 11, but he's walked 12. Opponents hit .244 against the big righty. Stands up there 6'3", 200 pounds. Out of Tecumseh, Michigan. So Jarrett Olson's day is done. We'll get the final stat line on him in just a moment for you. But Miles Lewis will start things off here in the 6th for Michigan. The 3rd straight time today he has led off an inning. Failed to reach base each of the first 2 times. They fly out to right center, and a foul pop out to first base. First pitch here from Benscooter is high and away on a fastball. Counts 1-0. Final line for Jarrett Olson today, 5 innings pitched. He gave up a total of 3 hits only, but he gave up 2 runs. Both of those runs were earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, and hit 1 batter as well. That came in 22 batters faced overall. Second pitch to Lewis also missed. Bring the count to 2 balls and no strikes on the right-handed hitting left fielder. 2-0. line shot dug out by Bakina on a diving stop towards the third base bag. He makes the play in time to first base. Great stop over there by Bakina. Had to go towards the third base side for the shortstop. Pounced up off that hard hit one hopper and made a strong throw to get Lewis at first. Just the third time Michigan has grounded out in this ballgame today. And Blake Nelson will make his way to the dish. Nelson 0 for 1 today with a fly out to right, but also hit by pitch and a stolen base on his ledger in this ballgame. Watches the first pitch from Ben Scooter, miss low for a ball, 1-0. Michigan State shading very hard to the left side for Blake Nelson. Second baseman Ando was on the shortstop side of the bag as a 1-0 pitch missed low. Counts 2-0 now. Bakina, meanwhile, playing deep in what would be the outfield grass, but it's all turf here at Ray Fisher Stadium. And also shaded over right about where he made that last play against Lewis. 2-0 fastball misses way outside again to Nelson. And the count's 3-0 now. Meanwhile, the third baseman Iverson not playing farther back, but playing right basically next to the third base bag. 3-0 pitch, fastball, called, strike on the outside corner. And for Nelson, definitely his longest at-bat of the day. Got hit by the first pitch he saw in the second and flew out on the first pitch he saw in the fourth. This will be the fifth pitch of this at-bat here, and it misses low for ball 4. So Michigan's got a runner on with 1 out. Jack Blomgren stepping up to the plate for the third time today. Blomgren, the right-handed hitting shortstop, looking over to the dugout to get his sign here. See if Eric Bakich wants to play a little small ball. Maybe put Nelson in motion, maybe put a bunt on for Blomgren. Blomgren's a very good bunter, was used a lot in that role last season when he was struggling offensively. Not bunting here and not going is Nelson. Count. The ball misses low. Counts 1-0. Blomgren's 1 for 2 today, popped out to first in the second inning, and singled in the fourth. Pig off throw to first. Chases Nelson back, takes a couple steps, and gets in there standing. Nelson did steal second the first time he was on base, back in the second. His 11th stolen base this season on 11 attempts. Perfect on the year. Not jeopardizing it here is a 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. Counts 1-1. Michigan steals a lot of bases, but most impressive part is they don't get caught a lot either. Very few caught stealings on the team, and really Blake Nelson's the perfect example of that. As there's a ground ball that gets past the diving Bakina into left center field. Ranging over to cut it off is Kelly, so he'll hold Nelson at second base. But that's the second straight at bat with a single here for Jack Blomgren. And Michigan's in business trying to extend their lead here in the 6th with the runners on first and second. And it'll bring Akeo Thomas up to the plate. Thomas, no official at-bats on the day, 2 walks. Head coach Eric Bakich on the top step of the dugout, giving signs to his runners and batters. All of them wear a little play sheet on their belt, so you can get the sign in, take a look down to see what Bakich wants, and then execute accordingly. A pickoff throw chases Nelson back at second, sliding in head first. Trying to keep him close in case, say, Akeo Thomas tries to square on a bunt. Again, the Michigan State infield shaded off to the left with Ando playing on the start-stop side of the bag. First pitch to Thomas is a high fastball, 1-0. Playing again right next to that third base bag is Iverson, ready for a potential steal by Nelson, or can make a play on a bunt if Akeo Thomas tries to lay one down that one of his fielders can scoop up and toss to him and cut down the lead runner. As the 1-0 pitch is a fastball, it catches the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Thomas seemed to gesture down towards his coaching staff. Don't know if he was saying that that pitch was not a strike, or that he was waiting for some sort of signal or waiting for someone on the base pass to do something. 1-1 pitch, fastball in the outside corner. Counts now 1-2, and that one I know Akeo Thomas did not agree with. Kind of slumped down the right-handed batter's box. He's down on the count 1-2 now. If he's going to walk for a third time today, he's got to work it back full for a third time today. As a pickoff throw to Nelson. Pickoff throw towards second. Gets Nelson back in standing. He took a giant hop off. If Michigan State was running the pickoff throw about a half second earlier, might have got Nelson straggling off the bag, but he was able to get back in. Still taking a look at him is Ben Scooter. Now the 1-2 pitch misses high with the look like a changeup there. So the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the diminutive second baseman for Michigan. Righty to righty now. Ben Scooter looks in for his sign from Nick Lacayo, the new catcher. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Down on strikes goes Akeo Thomas. And up comes Harrison Salter with 2 gone. Although it will not be Harrison Salter taking the at-bat now. Dominic Clementi steps out onto the on-deck circle. We're going to get a pinch hitter here in the 6th in a crucial situation. Salter was 0 for 2 on the day. In this exact same situation, actually, runners on first and second with 2 outs. So Eric Bakich seeing if he can maybe work some magic. Throw the lefty Clementi in there. You have to imagine then next half inning it'll be Joe Donovan. Righty to lefty. Big spot here. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there. The count's 0-1. Sam Ben Scooter allowed a walk and a hit in this inning, but also struck out Thomas in a big spot just last at bat. Throws a pickoff throw to second. Again, back in sliding is Nelson. This time it's the shortstop Pekina covering against the lefty Clementi. And not as exaggerated of a shift from Michigan State this time around. Pekina over towards second, but more to hold the runner than to play against Clementi. There's a swing and a miss there at an 0-1 pitch. From Clementi sets him down now 0-2. Clementi's batting .215 on the season, dealt with injuries early on in the year. 300 on-base percentage. Struggled with strikeouts throughout the season, though, and he's down in the count 0-2 here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Lacayo set up outside and perhaps trying to get Clementi to chase. Perhaps trying to see if Michigan was going to get aggressive on the base paths in case they wanted to throw down to third or second. Try to cut down a runner. Nothing going, though. It just went as a ball, and the count's now 1-2. 1-2 pitch now. Swing and a miss. Looked like a good change up there from Ben Scooter to get out of the inning. So for Michigan, they get no runs on 1 hit. No errors that inning, but 2 more runners left stranded for the Wolverines. We're through 6 innings of play here. The score remains Michigan 2, Michigan State 0. You are listening to the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. For Michigan State here in the 7th, it'll be the 6th, 7th, and 8th hitters. Zaid Walker, Casey Mays, and Zach Iverson coming to the plate. Benjamin Kaiser still on the mound for Michigan. His battery mate has changed, though, as after Harrison Salter was pinch hit for last inning by Dominic Clementi. Clementi then immediately replaced here by Joe Donovan, the normal starting catcher for the Wolverines. Let's get the start off today, but is in action due to the changing and pinch hitting of Eric Bakich. Saeed Walker coming up to the plate, 2 for 2 with 2 singles today. One of them towards center, one of them he just beat it out to short. The one to center, he had a long at-bat against Isaiah Page before putting a soft line drive out there. The shortstop one hit a little bit harder, but hit in the hole. Blomgren tried to make a barehanded play, but couldn't come up with it fast enough to catch the speedy Walker. Bounced right off his bare hand, so Walker got on with a single. Fouls out the first pitch he sees from Benjamin Kaiser to the right side, out of play. Counts 0-1. A 1 pitch to Walker, now breaking ball, strike 2. Lefty to righty now, and it looks like Jake Bosch Jr. is going to try to pull some more of those matchups as there's a pinch hitter on deck. Casey Mays still in the dugout as the 0-2 pitch just off the outside corner. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's Bailey Peterson on deck right now for Michigan State. As Kaiser comes that 1-2 pitch. This one's hit off of the leg of Walker. Was a ball moving low and in on him. He just stuck the bat head out there and fouled it right back off his front foot. Went into play. Kaiser made a play and tossed over to first, but doesn't count. Waved foul by home plate umpire Michael Conlon just about immediately. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Walker trying to keep his perfect day at the plate going. Average up to 285 on the season after a 2 for 2 day. He grounds one up towards the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. 3rd single of the day for Walker. All of them really solidly hit balls. And he's on base for the 3rd time, leading off the 7th. And now there will be a pinch hitter here for Michigan State. It will not be Casey Mays. It will be Bailey Peterson. As home plate umpire Michael Conlon making the change appropriately on his scorecard and signaling up to the booth. It is the designated hitter spot here. It was Casey Mize in, so won't really have to worry about changing any sort of positions in the field at all. Peterson coming in. He's had 61 at-bats on the year, batting .246 for Michigan State. .378 on base percentage, though. Great eye at the plate. 13 walks to 15 strikeouts in limited action. Doesn't have a whole lot of pop, though. Just a couple extra base hits out of his 15. A double and a triple. First pitch to him from Kaiser. Misses low for a ball, 1-0. Peterson, the junior out of Granville, Michigan, stands in there 6 foot, 185. Really uses all of that 6-foot frame in his batting stance, almost straight up exactly. Only the slightest of bends in the knees. He bounces the ground ball up the middle. Blomgren makes the play, backhands to Akeo Thomas, who barehands it at second, but off the bag. Almost a spectacular play out there. Head coach Eric Bakich is going to run out to argue with second baseman Mark Hannawald. But a fantastic effort at the very least. It was a chopper up the middle. Blomgren had to go back behind the bag to make the play because of how hard it was, or how highly it was chopped. And tried to backhand it to Akeo Thomas covering second base, but snagged the ball barehanded, did Thomas. Ruled he came off the base, though, as he was really diving. Looking at the replay, it looked like Akeo Thomas kept his foot on the bag. Get a better look in a second, but tough call for Michigan. Real close play. On second look there, it looks like it was probably a good call by Mark Hannawald out there. It'll be another infield single, but now a fielder's choice officially for Peterson. But 2 runners on now in the 7th for Michigan State. Getting late here into the 7th, Michigan State making a late push, trying to get back in this ballgame. They're down 2-0. They do have a couple runners on base. First pitch here to Zach Iverson, squaring on a bunt, pulling back, and that one misses outside. The count is 1-0. Keeping this lefty in the game is Jake Bosch Jr. Iverson's 1 for 2 in the day today, single and a strikeout. Playing in as Kerr at first base. Nelson creeping a bit at third, but perhaps ready to cover and cut on the lead runner. This one is bunted just in front of the plate. No, just foul. Joe Donovan tried to pounce out of his stance and get into fair territory to make a play, but the ball didn't really make it out of the left-handed batter's box, so the count is 1-1. Reese Trahey is on deck right now, who is 0 for 2 on the ball game today. Another lefty, but no outs here in this inning for Michigan State. You got to figure a bunt would give them a couple chances to get a couple runs in. 1-1 pitch, squaring on a bunt, and bunting through it was Iverson. He missed, and now it's 1-2. Kaiser with a chance to change at least the situation here in the 7th just a bit. A strikeout would go a long ways, and he's up in the count 1-2. Kerr again playing on what would be the infield grass and slowly creeping in. And now going back towards second was Kaiser. Doesn't throw over, but Walker retreats to the bag. Kaiser comes set. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. No, just got a piece of it and fouled it off. Probably a good thing for Michigan there is would have advanced both runners anyway. The ball tips off to Donovan's glove and got away. But it's because it also bounced off the very end of the bat of Zach Iverson. Runners on first and second here. Nobody out in the top of the 7th. Michigan leading Michigan State by a score of 2-0. 1-2 pitch fouled on the left field line into the Michigan bullpen. A couple of pitchers jumping out of the way of that one. So the count remains 1-2. Zach Iverson just stays alive. Could have been a huge hit there for Michigan State had it been able to stay fair down that left field line. Kaiser comes set. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Did it hit him? No, it didn't. Ducking out of the way was Zach Iverson. I thought it might have hit his helmet, actually, as he was ducking out of the way of that breaking ball, but the sound was bouncing off of Joe Donovan's glove. So the count will go to 2-2. We'll see if, although it was an unintentional miss for sure on that breaking ball, maybe Kaiser tries to use it productively and goes low and away then after coming up and in. 2-2 pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, but fouled off. Iverson staying alive yet again. A good at-bat here from the lefty. Sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, doing a great job of just hanging in there. Lefty to lefty. Kaiser to Iverson, looking for the sign. Gets it. Comes set right at the chest. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the fastball. Kaiser finally wins the battle as Iverson goes down on strikes for the second time today. Second time against Kaiser as well. And now there's one out in the inning for Reese Trahey. That is a huge, huge strikeout there for Ben Kaiser. Now a tough position here for Jake Bosch Jr. and the Spartans. Trahey not the best hitter at the plate. Does have a great eye if Kaiser gets wild, but was trying to square around earlier on as soon as Michigan State had their first threat of the ballgame, ended up striking out, bunting behind the plate. He will not face Benjamin Kaiser, though, as Eric Bakich is out of the dugout to go get his lefty. Kaiser departs. He threw 40 pitches overall, and he is still responsible for both the runners on first and second right now, so his book not quite closed on the day. I'll let you know what his final stat line is when he gets it. But Angelo Smith will be his replacement, sprinting out from the pen right now. Benjamin Kaiser gets a hand from the Wolverine faithful here. And he comes off the mound and into the dugout. Turns the ball over to the sophomore Angelo Smith. Angelo Smith so far this season, 17 appearances. 3 of those were starts. He is 1-0 with a 4.18 ERA. Pitched in 23 2/3 innings. Struck out 28, walked 14. And batters hit .286 against the sophomore lefty. And Smith can be just about unhittable at times when his location is on. When his location is not on, though, tends to get wild, can definitely be susceptible to the hit batter and the walk, and really lead to extending innings out longer than they would prefer, the Wolverines coaching staff, that is. The first mid-inning pitching change so far in this ball game. Part of the reason we were cruising along for the most part through just about 6 innings, and the last couple of half innings really come screeching to a halt. Not screeching necessarily, but longer innings. A lot of stress being put on pitchers, working slowly. As these hitters are trying to make their last pushes in the ball game. Michigan trying to extend their lead, and then they're up. And obviously Michigan State trying to scratch a couple runs across. Probably their best chance of the ball game here. They had 2 on with nobody out. Now there's 2 on with 1 out. Reese Trahey's going to come up to bat when we get things going. Though he just retreated into the dugout, perhaps to get a scouting report. Right now, standing on the on-deck, there goes Bryce Kelly, who would be due up after Trahey, the leadoff hitter. The reason Trahey retreated to the dugout is that he will not be hitting, I don't believe. Trahey, pinch hitter coming in for him, as perhaps after Eric Bakich changed pitchers, Jake Bosch Jr. thought about changing hitters. It's going to be Andrew Morrow.
Now hitting for Michigan State, number 14, Andrew Morrow.
Morrow places Trahey, right-handed hitter. He's batted just 17 times this season, has 1 hit. Also has 1 walk. 1 hit, a single. So face the lefty Smith. Smith comes set, checks the runner at second. Fastball misses way outside with his first pitch of the day, and it's 1-0. Angelo Smith stands up there just 5'9", 160 out of Thornton, Illinois, does the lefty. A bit of a smaller presence from the previous 2 Wolverine pitchers that stood at 6'3" and 6'1", respectively. 1-0 breaking ball misses down and in the dirt. Nice stop by Dundon behind the plate to keep the runners where they stand. The count's now 2-0. Smith angles that left arm down at his side. Now comes set with the ball right at his chest, right at his shoulders really. Then checks the runner. Breaking ball on 2-0, misses outside. It's 3-0 now. Trouble brewing here. Michigan fans not happy with that call. But looked like it missed outside for sure. Morrow, the 6'2", junior out of Omaha, Nebraska, up in the count 3-0. Trying to keep this threat going for Michigan State. 3-0 pitch, fastball bounce in the dirt, ball 4. 4-pitch walk, loads the bases now here in the 7th. Michigan's in quite a lot of trouble. Michigan State, meanwhile, a huge opportunity now with Bryce Kelly coming to the plate. Mentioned Bryce Kelly, probably the best contact hitter in this Michigan State lineup. Eric Backett sticking in the dugout. This is Angelo Smith's batter right here in Kelly. After Kelly is 3 straight righties, and there is some action in the Michigan pen. Wouldn't be surprised to see Backett go back to the pen after this batter. The first pitch breaking ball, strike there to Kelly. It's 0-1. Kelly on the day 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs back to the pitcher, and a fielder's choice to second base. Michigan would definitely take a grounder in this situation. Nelson's playing in at third. Kerr at first playing behind the runner. In the middle infield at double play depth. A 1 pitch breaking ball, strike 2. After 4 pitches, worked the first batter walk. It's an 0-2 count for Angelo Smith here. He takes a breath and looks into Donovan for the sign. He gets it, and now comes set. Checks the runner at second. 0-2 pitch, lefty-lefty. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike 3. After 2 straight in the zone, Smith got him to chase it 1 low and away for strike 3. Big strikeout there for Angelo Smith. And up comes Dan Chmielewski. Same situation, bases loaded, but this time with 2 outs. Eric Backett still staying in the dugout. Another batter he's entrusting Angelo Smith to. Despite the first batter walking on 4 pitches, he struck out Kelly on 3. You figure this is probably the biggest at-bat of the game here. Smith comes set, checks the runner at second again. Lefty to righty now, first pitch, fastball misses low and away. Donovan had to slide over to stop that one, he did, and the count is 1-0. Chmielewski's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Ground out, fly out, single in order. Smith stares in, comes set again. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Chmielewski swinging right through it, pulled that front backhand rather off the bat. The count's even up at 1-1. Center fielder for Michigan State trying to keep things going in the top of the 7th. Smith, 1-1 pitch. Called, strike 2. Ray Fisher Stadium starting to come alive here in the 7th. Ready for a big 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fouled off the foot of Chmielewski. A good breaking ball there from Smith. Chmielewski able to stay in there and get just enough of it. So the count remains 1-2. Should Chmielewski keep this going, Marty Bikina, the shortstop, stands on deck. Smith ready for another 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball misses low and away. Another pitch Donovan had to move out of his crouch to grab. And the count's now 2-2. Smith looking in. Donovan flashes a couple signs. Smith gets one he likes. 2-2 pitch. It's a line drive towards right field. Running in is Brewer, making a diving grab. Jordan Brewer to end the inning. What a play by maybe the Big Ten Player of the Year in right field, Jordan Brewer. He does more than just hit. He makes a great play there to end the top of the 7th. So for Michigan State, no runs on 1 hit. No errors. They strand 3 that inning. And Michigan goes into the 7th inning stretch, leading 2-0. Time for a little take me out to the ball game here at the Fish. what a play to end the top of the 7th there by Jordan Brewer. It was a line drive hit to right field, sinking line drive. Jordan Brewer sprinting in and towards the line. Full extension coming in, made the grab, lifted up the glove to make sure the first base umpire over there, Sal Jack Mantonio, saw that he made that grab. It was confirmed he did, and we are going to the bottom of the 7th now. Just a great play by, as I said, maybe the Big Ten Player of the Year this year. Part of the reason he gets a nod, at least in my book, over someone that's hitting just about as well as him and Jordan Wogu, is that defense. Wogu playing more DH than anything this season. Jordan Brewer throwing out runners and making plays like that in the outfield all season long. But it will be Jordan Wogu, the other Jordan in the lineup, leading things off here in the 7th. 4th time up to bat, and 4th time leading off the inning. Takes a first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Michigan's been incredibly consistent through 6 innings of play. The first 4 batters have each batted in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And the bottom 5 batters of the order have each batted in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. No exceptions. As a swing there, fouls it off the glove of Lacayo behind the plate. Evens cut up at 1-1 for Wogu. Wogu's 1 for 2, triple, pop out to first base in foul territory, and a walk in this one. Sam Benscooter still in the mound for Michigan State, fires the 1-1 pitch high, and the count's 2-1. Michigan would love to add a couple more runs to avoid any sort of situations like last inning where it got extremely tense there once Michigan State got a couple runners on. 2-1 pitch fouled off again right off the glove, it sounded like, of Lacayo. The count moves to 2-2. Wogu, like the batter after him, Jesse Franklin, more walks than strikeouts on the year, but in danger here with a 2-strike count for the 3rd time today. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards the left side. Making the play is Iverson. Throws to first and gets Wogu by a step for out number 1. Now the aforementioned Jesse Franklin will step up to the plate against Sam Benscooter for the first time today. Franklin 1 for 2, 2 RBIs on the day. Had a sacrifice fly in the first, driving the first run of the ball game. On a long home run in the 3rd, driving the 2nd run of the ball game. He's got the only 2 RBIs in this game. Also popped out in the 5th. He hits a line drive towards left field, slicing near the line and getting down. Fielding it out there is Kelly. He cuts it off from getting to the corner, so staying at first will be Franklin with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now Jordan Brewer will try to fix what has been an underwhelming day for him. Currently 0 for 3. Fly out, pop out, ground out. After making a great play to end the top of the 7th, see if he has anything else in store here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch down in the zone. Rather, out of the zone. Count is 0-1. And in danger of losing the current Big Ten batting average title for Jordan Brewer, sits at .261, tied with Jack Dunn of Northwestern, who came in today batting .261. Going on this pitch now is Franklin, but it's fouled off to the right side. Ranging over is the first baseman, Morrow, and he watches one clank off a car. And the count's going to go to 0-2 on Jordan Brewer after that destructive foul ball. Over there at first is Andrew Morrow. He replaced Reese Trahey in the top half of this inning. Brewer waits the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses well high and away. Counts now 1-2. Checking the runner over there at first is Benscooter. And now tosses a pickoff throw over there. Chases Franklin back, sliding. Franklin 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts this season. His legs seem to be getting back underneath him, though, after he was presumably hurt a few weekends ago and then played DH for a series as he was coming back. But now back in his normal center field spot. It's another pickoff throw. Gets him just back in there ahead of the tag. As the 1-0-2 pitch, a big chopper towards the left side. Fielding in the hole is Bikini. Throws to second and throws it over the head of Ando. That goes into right field. Both runners are going to advance on the play. Franklin stops at third. Brewer's going to go to second. Costly error there by Bikina, who's been stellar all day. And now Michigan has 2 runners in scoring position here in the 7th. That'll be a fielder's choice officially for Brewer. And moves up to second on the error. Moving to third on the error was Franklin. So Jimmy Kerr with a chance, couple runners in scoring position. There is action in the Michigan State bullpen with a lefty up for Jake Bosch Jr. Leaving this one up to Sam Benscooter for the righty-lefty matchup. No. Now he makes his way out of the dugout and striding to the mound. And officially signals down to the bullpen to get the lefty to face Kerr. See if Eric Bakich answers at all with the way Kerr has struggled against the lefty who started the ball game, Jared Olson. It was 2 strikeouts and a fly out to right field. Looks like it's going to be Kerr. There's no one else coming out of the dugout at the moment. Get the number for you coming in just a second, but Sam Benscooter's day is done. He'll turn the ball over to number 44, Evan Floor. Floor, a left-handed throwing senior out of Northville, Michigan. Stands out there at 6'3", 190 pounds. So far on the season for Floor, he's pitched in 25 ball games, the most used Spartan out of the pen on the pitching staff as a whole. He's 2-0 with a 4.37 ERA. Pitched 35 innings this season. Struck out 34 batters. Walked 28, though. Opponents hit just 230 against him, but he has given up 4 home runs in those 35 innings of work. And 5 doubles as well. He will get what looks to be Jimmy Kerr as the first batter to face here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Mentioned a costly error on Marty Bikina to allow 2 runners to get into scoring position. Probably should have taken the out at first. Could have gotten Brewer perhaps with the strong arm that Bikina has, but tried to go for what was the shorter throw, albeit a very close play at second. And threw it right over his second baseman Ando's head and into right field. Meanwhile, while we wait for this pitching change to finish up, the final line on Benjamin Kaiser, who left in the top half this inning for Michigan. He went 2 1/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, no runs, and obviously no earned runs. No walks, struck out 4. Did not hit a batter, no wild pitches, and no balks on the day, if you're keeping track of the score sheet there. 10 batters faced total for Kaiser. Sam Benscooter's line not closed as both those runners on the base paths responsible to him, despite him now having no real say over whether or not they score. Jimmy Kerr comes in and hits a first pitch line drive into left center field, base hit. Going right off the bat was Jordan Brewer, but he'll be held at third. Jesse Franklin comes in to score. RBI single for Jimmy Kerr, and Michigan finally able to stretch their lead a little bit longer. It's 3-0 now. Wasting absolutely no time there was Jimmy Kerr. Nick Schnabel holding Jordan Brewer at third base. Jordan Brewer saw right off the bat that that ball was going to get in. He was just about on the heels of Jesse Franklin. Might have caught him had he been sent home, to be completely honest, but opting to play it safe here with just 1 out and try to for a little bit of a bigger inning was Nick Schnabel. Nonetheless, Michigan up 3-0 now. Miles Lewis will come to the plate. Infield shifted a bit towards the left, including the middle infield, about double play depth, with Ando shading towards second base in case of a steal. First pitch breaking ball to Lewis is in there for a strike, 0-1. Lewis is 0 for 3 today as a fly out to center. Foul pop out to first. And was robbed of a base hit by Marty Bikina on a great diving play just last inning in the 6th. 0-1 pitch to Lewis is fouled off to the right side. That gets out of play. And bounces back in play, actually, off of perhaps someone's hand. And the count goes to 0-2. Michael Berdar, former Michigan shortstop and first base coach here, tossing it back out of play to it look like a lucky fan over there. Now Floor ready for an 0-2 pitch to Lewis. Fastball bounces in the dirt. Counts 1-2 now. Kerr probably not going to go anywhere at first base. He is still in 4 bases on 5 tries this year, but a couple of those on the back half of double steals. Not the fleetest of foot is Kerr. 1-2 pitch. It's a foul ball back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Kerr not the fastest, but there's not really any slow runners on this Wolverine roster. Just about everybody can hold their own when it comes to running the bases. We expect Kerr to make it tough to turn double play out at second base, but not necessarily swipe second. 1-2 pitch, line drive on left field line. That's going to get foul as he's hunting for one of the Wolverine pitchers warming up down there, darting out of the way. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Wolverine right-handed hitting left fielder was a switch hitter for most of his time here in Ann Arbor, but switched to strictly right-handed this season. Floor comes set with his arms outstretched in front of his chest and hits Miles Lewis on the foot with a breaking ball. Lacayo at first acted like it was a ball in the dirt, but Lewis immediately, after feeling it hit his foot, started trotting down to first, and now the bases will be loaded here with 1 gone in the 7th. And Blake Nelson coming up to the plate. Chance to break this one open for Blake Nelson. He's 0 for 1 of the day with a fly out to right field, but that fly out sandwiched by a hit by pitch and a walk. So he's been on base a couple times. He does that again, he'll register himself an RBI. This is a ball that gets through the legs of Lacayo at the plate and gets back to the screen. 1 run's going to come in to score. Each of the other 2 batters move up. That'll be a wild pitch, I believe, to score the Wolverines' 4th run of the ball game. They now lead 4-0. Not sure if they were crossed up there or what, but Bikina looked late trying to get down and block that ball that was right in front of him. You didn't have to really move side to side, just kind of go down, and it went right through the 5-hole and back to the screen. So now runners on second and third, still a chance to break it open for Blake Nelson. Another one bounces in the dirt, this time stopped by Lacayo, and it's 2-0 now. Infield in for Michigan State. Trying to keep this just a 4-run ball game and not let things spiral out of control here. Two-0 pitch. Fastball inside. Looked like it was going to be a called strike by Michael Conlon, but then kind of stopped himself halfway through and ruled it ball 3. So Nelson ahead in the count 3-0, and another case of perhaps giving someone the green light if you're Eric Bakich. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right at the knees for strike 1. Probably not a good pitch to swing at regardless. Most likely would have pounded that ball right into the ground. Nelson waves the bat over the plate. Floor comes set with his arms outstretched. 3-0 pitch. It's a high chopper towards shortstop. Bikina feels not going to have a play at the plate, so he fires over to first and got him at first base by half a step. So ground out for Nelson, 6-3, but he gets the RBI as Kerr comes across to score. Lewis holding at second with the ground ball right in front of him. And so now there's 2 gone in the 7th, but Michigan now leads by a score of 5-0. Jack Blomgren will come up to the plate with a chance to drive in perhaps one more run here in this inning. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles on the day. First pitch off speed, misses high, maybe a bit inside as well, and the count's 1-0 on the sophomore shortstop out of Milton, Wisconsin. Trying to drive in his fellow cheesehead out there, and Miles Lewis at second. Lewis from Hudson, Wisconsin. 1-0 pitch to Blomgren. This one's bounced towards the left side. That'll be fair. Making the play over there is Iverson on a high hop and throwing to first with a strong throw in time to get Blomgren for out number 3. Michigan sends 7 batters to the plate that inning, though. They score 3 times on a total of 2 hits. No errors, one error in the inning, and 1 man left on. So through 7 innings of play, Michigan leads by a score of 5-0. You're listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan baseball, Michigan State, 5-0 Wolverines. Austin Falco with you here on the call for today and the rest of the ball games in this homestand. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as the Wolverines close out their home slate here at the Fish. For the Wolverines, we have a pitching change on the mound here. Angelo Smith's day is done. It is Jack Weisenberger coming into the ballgame. Weisenberger this season appearing in his 14th game. He's 1-0 with a 4.50 ERA. He's pitched 16 innings, struck out 16, but walked 11. Batters hit .259 against the big right-hander. Weisenberger stands out there 6'3" out of Rockford, Illinois. Final line on Angelo Smith for the day. Pitched just 2/3 of an inning. In that 2/3, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And then no wild pitches, hit by pitches, or balks in that inning. He faced 3 batters only, but got the job done. Before turning it over to the big righty, Jack Weisenberger. Meanwhile, with the end of that inning means the end of the day, at the end of the line for Sam Benscooter for Michigan State. Benscooter's line is 1 1/3 innings. He's got 2 hits, 2 runs, though neither of those runs are earned because of the error on Bakina. Walked 1, struck out 2. Did not hit a batter, nor balk, nor throw a wild pitch in the 8 batters that he faced. So now Jack Weisenberger will face, for the Spartans, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, heart of the order here, starting off with Marty Bakina. Coming set is Weisenberger, works exclusively out of the stretch and fires a first pitch fastball for a strike to Bakina. Count is 0-1. Bakina 0 for 3 on the day today. Strikeout, fly out, strikeout. 0-1 breaking ball, swing and a miss. Well, early on that one was Bakina. Now he's in danger of the hat check down 0-2. Weisenberger looks in, the big righty, puts that glove on his front leg, and then comes set right at the chest and close to the chest. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there for strike 3. Hat trick for Bakina. First strikeout of the day now for Weisenberger and just his first batter. And that'll leave up Royce Ando coming to the plate. Ando, the second baseman, 1 for 3 in the ballgame today. Couple of ground outs, sandwiching a double back in the 4th. First pitch misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Michigan State probably had the best threat they're going to have back just last inning when they loaded the bases with 1 gone. But they want to try to get something started here, now down 5-0 in the top of the 8th. It's the one hopper towards first. Jimmy Kerfields and sprints over to first from a fair ways away and gets there in time for out number 2. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Next up is Nick Lacayo, the catcher for Michigan State. Lacayo replaced Adam Proctor, who was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and promptly struck out looking on 3 pitches against Benjamin Kaiser. Every Michigan pitcher that has pitched today has recorded at least 1 strikeout. For Isaiah Page, it was 4. For Kaiser, it was 4. Smith had 1 in his action, and already here in just a couple of batters, Weisberger has 1 as well. First pitch to Lacayo is a strike, 0-1. Weisberger looks in, comes set, 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball, 0-2 now. Kaiser absolutely pounding the zone right now. Great movement on these pitches and locating well as well. He looks into Donovan. Lacayo steps in, gets his sign, comes set. 0-2 pitch. Tried for that same breaking ball. Lacayo thought about swinging, but held up, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another pitch with great movement, that last breaking ball. Starts out looking like it's going to come right down the middle and then fades well low and away. 0-2 pitch. Tries for it again. This one's chopped towards the second base bag. Blomgren makes the play, throws to first in time to get the not so fleet of foot Nick Lacayo on the ground out on the high chopper. Nice play there by Blomgren to end the inning. The Spartans go 1-2-3, which means no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Michigan leads Michigan State now by a score of 5-0. You are listening to the student radio broadcast of Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. So it looks like Evan Floor will remain in the ballgame for Michigan State after finishing off last inning. He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters from Michigan. Finally, a new combination leading off an inning. So far, the leadoff hitters today for Michigan have been Wogu, Lewis, Wogu, Lewis, Wogu, Lewis, and Wogu. It'll be Akeo Thomas this time around, though, in the 8 hole, leading things off in the 8th. Perhaps a little flashback to what he's done the past several years in Ann Arbor. The senior, predominantly a leadoff hitter over the last couple of seasons, has really taken not so much a demotion, but moving down in the order as he struggled right in stride. Sign of good team chemistry, good leadership. Goes for Miles Lewis as well, as he was benched a couple times, the senior captain. Really shows the type of program that Eric Backus has created here at Ann Arbor and his 7th season at the helm. Competitive, but at the same time, very encouraging of all of their teammates are these Wolverines. So Akeo Thomas leading things off here today. 0 for 1 officially with a strikeout, but has walked twice. First pitch to him misses high. It's 1-0. Couple of seniors going head-to-head here in Thomas and Floor. 1-0 pitch fouled back behind the screen, not a play. Counts 1-1 now. Thomas from Chicago. Floor from Northville, Michigan. Couple of Midwestern kids playing in the Big Ten. 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Thomas finds the gap between where the shortstop Aquina was shaded off near left field side, and Ando was playing right near second base. And he's on base here in the 8th to lead things off. That'll bring up Joe Donovan for his first at-bat of the day. Harrison Salter started off the game behind the plate. Had a couple plate appearances or a couple at-bats in which he popped out and grounded out. Dominic Clementi pinch hit in the 6th in a big situation, potential RBI situation against a right-hander and struck out in that one. So Joe Donovan replaced him then defensively to start the 7th inning, and now coming up to the plate here, watches a first pitch miss low for a ball, 1-0. The second pitch is a line drive into center field for a base hit. This one's going to get near the gap, sliding and making the play is Shimilevsky out there. Thomas will make his way to third, but a nice play by Shimilevsky to keep Donovan over there at first base. And Michigan bats really coming alive here over the last couple of innings. Runners on first and third, back up to the top of the order. Jordan Wogu with a chance to do some damage now. There is more action in the Spartan bullpen, should Jake Bosch Jr. decide to go for it and decide that Evan Floor's day is done. Floor did face 4 batters in the 7th and got a couple outs. So far, 2 singles by the first 2 batters this inning. And the first pitch to Wogu is a breaking ball. It misses low and inside. We've talked about it on broadcast before, but Wogu taking pitches is very different than most of those Wolverine hitters and a lot of hitters nowadays. Hitters nowadays very much, the foot goes up and down in the same spot. Don't take big steps. Don't really put your body into every single pitch you see. The ball catches the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Wogu's hips are firing on just about every single pitch he takes. If it's even close and he thinks about swinging it. That one right there, not even close, and thus he does not fire the hips through. So misses way high and away. Count is 2-1. Coming set now is Floor. 2-1 pitch, misses high and away again. It's 3-1. Wogu has plenty of power in that frame to fire the hips through. 6'3", 235 for the Ann Arbor native. A walk-on of the Wolverine team. Wasn't sure he was going to play, and last season, coming in mid-season, has won the spot and refused to relinquish it. 3-1 pitch to him, misses high for a ball, ball 4. He's on base for the 3rd time today now. The scariest leadoff hitter in baseball. Doing what leadoff hitters are supposed to do, get on base. And now the bases are loaded here in the 8th. Nobody out for Jesse Franklin. Nick Lacayo walks out, talks to Evan Floor. Perhaps trying to buy a little extra time for his pitcher in the bullpen. It seems like Floor just doesn't quite have it right now. No action from Jake Bosch Jr. Still in the Spartan dugout, so it looks like it's going to be lefty-lefty here. Floor against Franklin. Senior against sophomore. First pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away. Nice stop by Lacayo behind the plate. Count is 1-0. Franklin's had a good day at the plate. 2 for 3 officially. And also a sac fly and a pop out. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, including that big home run in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball misses low. It's 2-0. Hitters count. You got to be careful against Jesse Franklin. He showed what he could do on a 2-0 count in that 3rd inning when he hit that long 414-foot home run. This time, if he were to do it again, it'd be a huge blow. And he swings and misses. Had a good pitch there. Count is 2-1. Floor gets the ball back, immediately looks in for a sign, waits for Franklin to get ready. Everybody's ready now as Floor comes set. 2-1 pitch to Franklin. Bounces low in the dirt. Nice stop again by Lacayo, and now it's 3-1. And now a very dangerous spot. Nowhere to put Franklin with the bases loaded in a 3-1 count against one of the best hitters in a stacked Wolverine lineup. Specifically one of the best power hitters on a stacked Wolverine lineup, but also a hitter that's not going to chase should you throw the ball out of the zone. 3-1 pitch. This one's hit high in the air towards center field. Shimilevsky's going to have room out there. Tagging it as Thomas at 3rd. Also tagging is Donovan at 2nd. He's going to make his way towards 3rd. It's cut off is the throw there. And Donovan slides in safely as Akeo Thomas comes across to score on the sacrifice fly. 3rd RBI of the day for Jesse Franklin. 2nd time on a sacrifice fly to center. Wogu stayed at first on the play, but Michigan now leads by a score of 6-0. You really got to question Marty Bikina cutting off the throw to 3rd there. it looked like they were going to have a play, if not throw Joe Donovan out at third, had that play gone straight, or the throw gone straight to Zach Iverson, who was ready to slap a tag down. But Bikina cut it off and made a short throw to Iverson, just made the play longer. So Jordan Brewer steps up for the second time in as many innings, takes a first pitch, low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Brewer 0 for 4 on the day. Dropped out of first place in the Big Ten in batting average. Now he's at 359. Fly out, pop out, ground out, and then a fielder's choice in which he then scored a run just last inning. Just had me grounds towards short. Fielding over there is Bikina. Underhands for one. Relay throw to first. Not in time. So Brewer beats it out. Another fielder's choice for him. Gets him on base yet again. And Michigan leads by a score of 7-0. They've kicked the extra point. Seems like I've said that a lot this year. With a stacked Wolverine lineup.
First baseman Jimmy Kerr.
So that bases loaded threat has scored 2 runs. And now there's 1 runner on for Jimmy Kerr. Evan Floor still in the ballgame. Kerr was the first batter he faced when he came in just last inning, and Kerr deposited an RBI single into left center field. Brewer does get credit for the RBI there on the fielder's choice. As Kerr swung and missed at a breaking ball. Counts 0-1 now. Breaking ball low and away here as Jordan Brewer is taking off for second. He steals second. The throw gets into center field. He's going to take third as well, and he will stop there. Jordan Brewer swipes his 17th bag of the season and then gets to move up to third on what will probably be a error of some sort on either the catcher, Lacayo, or the shortstop covering Bikina. It was indeed a throwing error by Lacayo. The error starting to stack up here for Michigan State. Counts 1-1 on Kerr now with another run just 90 feet away. Coming set is Floor. 1-1 pitch. Foul straight back to the screen on a fastball. Counts 1-2 now. Kerr was on that pitch, but now finds himself down 1-2, a situation he has not done great in today. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats against the left-handed throwing Jared Olson. Also flew out against Olson before the single last inning. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, misses low. Counts 2-2 now. Nice stop there by Lacayo behind the plate. Lacayo let the one wild pitch get through his legs to allow a run to score last inning, but since then has been stopping everything like a brick wall back there. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Fouled off of the mask of Lacayo and knocking it straight off. Lacayo's all right. He has the old school style mask with the helmet on the mask that goes over the top of it. Makes it easier to keep his long, luscious hair, you can see poking out of the back of the helmet, intact. Kerr stays alive there at 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner on third is Brewer. He's number 22. Number 15, Jimmy Kerr at the plate, though, watches an off-speed pitch miss outside for ball 3. Good at-bat being put together here by Kerr. Trying to keep things going in the 8th, where Michigan's already scored twice to make it a 7-0 lead. Coming set is Floor. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball almost hits Kerr in the head. He ducks out of the way, and he'll take his base at first. Runners on first and third yet again this inning. I'll bring up Miles Lewis. Lewis 0 for 3 today with a hit by pitch. Fly out, pop out, ground out. On the aforementioned hit by pitch happened just last inning in the 7th. It's got a chance to tack on another run for Michigan here. They're up 7-0. Seem to be pretty solidly in hand as this ball game. Pitch misses outside. To him, the count 1-0. Floor going through stretches now where he seems to locate everything or locate absolutely nothing. Started off that at-bat by Kerr locating really well with the first 2 pitches and then just lost it. And wasn't particularly close to his spot on any of the next 5. This is a foul ball hit towards the left side. This will get near the out of play, and that'll actually bounce off the indoor training facility. Third baseman Iverson gave it a look, got over to that sidewall, but couldn't make a play. The count goes to 1-1. Lewis, the Michigan left fielder, facing Michigan State for the final time in his career. Spent 5 years here in Ann Arbor. Watches the 1-1 pitch miss high and away for a ball. 2-1. Couple of Wolverines in this lineup facing the Spartans for the final time. Jimmy Kerr, who's over there at first base. K.O. Thomas, who led off this inning and scored. And Miles Lewis. See if all three can perhaps give the Spartans a parting gift on their way out. So that one misses low and in for a ball. 3-1. Or my correction is, it is 3-1. There we go. The scoreboard's been a little bit off today. A little bit on the slow side. Home plate umpire Michael Conlins had to wave to him a few times to get him to update it. 3-1 pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That one's hooking as it's going to get fouled into the Michigan bullpen. Count's going to be 3-2 now. I was saying leaving a parting gift for the Spartans. Kerr had the RBI single last inning and now walked this inning. Thomas had a single, came around to score this inning. Lewis got hit by a pitch last inning but didn't get farther than second. See what he can do in probably his final game against these Spartans, barring some sort of miracle for Michigan State making it into the Big Ten tournament. They're not mathematically eliminated yet, but they do go to Iowa this weekend, probably the hottest team not named Michigan in the Big Ten. Lewis hits one in the air towards left center field. Ranging over is Shimilevsky in the gap. He will make the grab for out number 3. So Michigan that inning scores 2 more runs on 2 more hits. 1 more error by the Michigan State Spartans that inning, and Michigan leaves 2 more runners on. We will head to the 9th. Michigan leads Michigan State now by a score of 7-0. You are listening to the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports. Jack Weisenberger is going to remain on the mound for Michigan here in the 9th inning, facing the 7, 8, and 9 spots in the Michigan State order. He set down the Spartans 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Looked really good doing it. Great stuff, great location. As with many of these pitchers in the Michigan bullpen, they tend to have really great stuff just about every time they go out. It's just a matter of whether or not they can locate it. That certainly holds true for Weisenberger as well. We saw a couple of great breaking balls last inning, and when you can locate that, he's going to have a successful outing. See what he can do going into his 2nd inning of work. Not something he's done a ton this season, but has done it before. No defensive changes for Michigan going into this last inning. Eric Bakich likes to do that when they get a nice big lead sometimes, but just going to let the starters play this one out. Or at least who's left in the ball game. Joe Donovan, catching, did not start the game, but did come in the 8th inning. Or rather, in the 7th inning, to be correct. He's caught the last couple. He'll catch this last one as well. Maybe a pinch hitter to lead things off here for Michigan State. Joe Stewart replacing Zayed Walker. First pitch to Stewart. Foul left on the right field line, out of play. Stewart this season just 14 at-bats, 3 hits in those 14 at-bats. For the redshirt sophomore out of Portage, Michigan. Stays up there 6'4", 205. Against Weisenberger, 6'3", 220. Swing and a miss there by Stewart at a good breaking ball low and in. And now the count's 0-2. Stewart out of Portage, Michigan. Just like one of Michigan's couple aces, I guess, at this point, Tommy Henry. As the 0-2 pitch to Stewart bounces in the dirt. Nice stop by Donovan behind the plate. And the count's now 1-2. Weisenberger looking for a chase there, but didn't leave it close enough to get a chase. Breaking ball is really good, but you can't bounce it about 3 feet in front of the plate and expect to get a batter to chase. As the 1-2 pitch fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Count's going to remain 1 ball and 2 strikes on the big right-hander. 2 tall guys matching up right now in Weisenberger and Stewart. Weisenberger comes set, a little bit closed off towards the plate in the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just misses low. Good spot there, but couldn't get Stewart to pull the trigger, and the count's 2-2. That's probably one of the best pitches Weisenberger's thrown in his entire outing today, and couldn't get the chase on it. Saw him jump up on the mound for a second there. Thought he could get it there, and a breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner, right at the knees for out number 1 here in the 9th. Weisenberger's second strikeout of the day, and there's 1 out for Bailey Peterson. Or rather, another pinch hitter, not Bailey Peterson. That'll be Brendan Reagan.
Now pinch hitting for Michigan State, number 25, Brendan Reagan.
The 3rd hitter to occupy now the designated hitter spot in the lineup. Brendan Reagan, obviously his first at-bat of the day, after Casey Mays and Bailey Peterson before him combined an 0-for-3 day. First pitch to him was a strike, 0-1. Reagan, 10 at-bats on the year, no hits, but has scored a run and driven in a run. Second pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Weisenberger still in the zone that he was in last inning, where if he gets ahead of a hitter, he's going to start bringing that breaking stuff, and it's almost impossible to hit. That was a case of it right there. He missed well low and away, but Reagan, a little over anxious perhaps. Now the 0-2 pitch to him is ground ball towards short. Blomgren fields on a few hops with plenty of time, throws to first for out number 2. Michigan State down to their final out here in this final matchup of the year, most likely between the Spartans and the Wolverines. We'll get 1 more pinch hitter in this lineup. Zach Iverson is out of the game. Scott Combs is making his way into this ball game, albeit for most likely just this 1 at bat. Combs has batted 18 times this season. 3 hits for a 167 average. Has walked once, though. First pitch from Weisenberger to Combs. Swung on and missed on the fastball. Blew him away for strike 1. Actually, a foul tip on that one. Ruled at home plate. As Weisenberger comes set. 0-1 pitch. Fastball called. Strike 2 on the corner. Michigan State now down to their final strike. The Ray Fisher crowd starting to make some noise here. Trying to propel their Wolverines to their 3rd victory in as many games against their rivals this season. Weisenberger comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed low and away. He's got back behind Donovan as well. The count's going to go to 1-2. So we'll do it again here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Michigan leads Michigan State 7-0. Looking to finish this one off and finish off the Spartans for this season. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 3 strikeouts there for Weisenberger over the last couple innings, and he finishes things off for the Wolverines. Michigan gets the 7-0 win over their in-state rivals, the Michigan State Spartans. A shutout victory for the Wolverines. Great pitching performance all the way across the board from Isaiah Page, Benjamin Kaiser, Angelo Smith, and finishing off Jack Weisenberger on that one. And not to mention the hitting for Michigan, relatively quiet early. Scored a couple runs over the first 6 innings, and really came alive late with 5 more, which has really been the inverse of what they normally do this season. Tend to come out strong and then fade down the stretch, but I think your head coach Eric Bakich, you almost prefer it this way. You end the game emphatically, feel good about going into tomorrow's game as well, where the Eastern Michigan Eagles will make the way up from Ypsilanti to Ray Fisher Stadium. The winning pitcher on the day is officially Benjamin Kaiser, as Isaiah Page didn't go 5 innings to get the win. The losing pitcher on the day, Jarrett Olson. Kaiser is going to move himself to 4-0. Olson drops to 0-4. No save awarded. Final game time was 2 hours and 53 minutes in a 7-0 win. The final line scores for you before we head out. No runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Michigan State. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Wolverines. They played a clean ball game in the field. So that's going to do it for this ball game today. As I said, tomorrow's ball game, another 6 p.m. Eastern start. I'll have the call for you right here on WCBN Sports between Michigan and Eastern Michigan. So you continue this final homestand of the year for the Wolverines. But that'll do it for this ball game today. I am Austin Falco for all of us here at WCBN Sports. Final score, Michigan 7, Michigan State 0. Thank you for joining us. We leave you with a good night, and as always, a Go Blue.